All right, all right. What is good, everyone? What is good, everyone? Welcome to the somewhat surprise, very rare Sunday stream. I didn't stream yesterday because Valentine's Day and busy, so I decided, you know what? We're going to make today a day that we stream since I didn't stream yesterday. But you got videos pretty much all week, so that was fun. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff that we talked about in those videos. Plus, we're going to discuss some of the rumors and some of the stuff that's kind of happening. So there's a lot. There's a lot to get into. There's a lot to get into with video games. We talked about the big Square Enix situation that happened with a recent interview or a recent situation that went there. So that's fun. So if you haven't seen that video, check that video out. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. And of course, just chilling, relaxing for today as well. Justin with the 3. Let's go.
I finally sat down and fixed my notifications for YouTube and X, so no more crazy takes in my feed. Wow.
Yeah, you gotta fix everything, man. Otherwise, you're gonna get a bunch of stupid stuff popping up. But let's get into it. Big love to Justin, like always. The elite, one of the round table. Yo, we out here today, man. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. I don't know why it's all caps. Let me fix that. Justin with the 3, starting off the stream. We got our full extensions today, guys. So even though it's a Sunday, a little bit different than what we usually do. But like I said, I'm here. We out here. We ready to go. Monday we'll probably have our earlier stream. If I stream Monday, it'll be a bit earlier, just because I think that I'm gonna have to do something. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But for today, we good for today, man. We good for today. Sorry for starting up a little late too. My bad, guys. I just took a little bit extra time getting ready. Because gotta maintain the beard. You gotta comb the hair. You gotta make sure everything is looking all right. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I underestimate how long it takes to tame everything. Shout outs to Dior. What's up, Dior? Welcome. Also, big love to Justin. Remember, if you drop a dono today, guys, make sure you put your music request in the message. If you forget it or if you can't fit it in the message, that's okay. Just let me know in the chat. And I will get that. That video game music. If I can play it, I'll play it for you. Anybody does 3 or more, you can beat up my man Justin at the top of the board. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that, man. Let's see here. I think Camel's back. Mario Tennis Fever is so freaking good. Yeah, man. I've been playing a little bit of it. We're gonna do a gameplay session next week. So if you guys give you guys some more time to pick it up, play. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be playing it this upcoming week, more like it. So we're gonna get one gameplay session in. So it should be fun. Play some doubles and stuff like that. Let's see here. What's up, Daniel? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Party Man? What's up, Dior? What is good? What is up, Epic Globster? What is up? What is up? Shout outs. What's up, Sonic 101 said first. I don't think you were first, bruh. What's up, Jay Burrs? What's up, man? Welcome. What is good? What is good? You just got done watching the video. What's up, DJ? All right, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Yo, PC. Good to see you here, man. Welcome, welcome. Nintendo Dope was good. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. If you have not hit the like button, do me a solid. Hit the like button on the stream. That'd really, really help out. So if we get like 86 people all right now to all hit the like button, that's going to help more people that are my subscribers see the video or see the live stream. So if you guys can hit the like button, that'd be great. Still think we're getting something next week, even if it's not a general direct. I mean, Nintendo has been pretty good with each week doing something. Whether it's like some type of classic release or a new trailer or a release date or something. So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be something they're going to do this upcoming week. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something. They always got something cooking. So we'll see what happens. I don't know about a Nintendo Direct. I don't think that there's going to be a big Direct out of nowhere. That just seems like it'd be not impossible, but it just seems like it'd be like not likely. Hey, Beat Queen! What's up, Beat Queen? Welcome. J2 Blue, what up, J2? Sunday stream, yes sir, yes sir. What's good? What's good? Yo, Justin with another 3 as well. Let's go.
I have been playing Absolem, a surprised game I didn't think I would like as much as I do. Also, Mario Tennis Fever is dope. Can I get some Mario Wonder music?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Those are both good games, of course. Mario Wonder music. Thank you so much, Justin, with another 3. That does get us to 6 on the combo board. Couple away from some extensions here, so thank you so much. I appreciate that. Get the overworld theme for Mario Wonder. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Justin, anybody that's 6 or more, you can now beat out Justin on the board. Jeffrey Tucker. What's up, Jeffrey Tucker? What is good? What's up, Nighthawk? What's up, Dior? What's up, Psycho Pie? Hey, the big man, Psycho Pie. Let's see here. Sir Musty was talking smack about you, OJ. I don't know who Sir Musty is, and I don't care who Sir Musty is. So if he wants to talk, let him talk. Good for him. I hope he has a great day. We're here to talk about video games. I'm not here to talk about anybody named Sir Musty. That just doesn't. That seems like it's somebody who probably, you know, that probably weren't raised with parents or something like that. I ain't. So I don't know who that is. I don't care who it is. Tell them that I appreciate them being a fan. All right, next up, let's see here. Dane Gonzalez, I appreciate you. What's up, Dane? Welcome. Akamizu? What's up, Akamizu? Welcome. What's up, Juice Man Vaughn with JMV? What's good, baby? What's good? Welcome to the stream. Nintendo gonna release limited Switch Online exclusive socks. Sarcasm. Listen, I might want some exclusive socks here, though. You know, I need some of you guys to hit that exclusive like button too while you're at it. Let's go. Tomorrow, Caves of Qud, one of the expansive story-based core roguelites ever made. Man, bro, I'm telling you, I don't know about roguelites, man. There's so many. It's like every time I hear that there's one, I'm just like, bruh, I don't know if I want one. I don't know if I want another one. I don't know if I want another one. Let's see here. Let's see. I can't wait for the Wonder Switch 2 upgrade to drop. I need it. I mean, we'll see. Some people had some negative impressions. They got a chance to play some of the games. They said, maybe it's not worth it, but they didn't get a chance to play the single player content. So it might be one of those things to where it's probably more of a multiplayer thing. Like if you're really into the game and you want to play multiplayer, it's there for you. Maybe like the single player content isn't quite as good, but it's, like I said, it's one of those expansion things. So we'll see how it works out, you know? Wool socks are dope. Figure Giant, I've completely forgotten to send you that. I need to send that to you ASAP. So I need to make a note to send you your money for the Seahawks Super Bowl. My bad, brother. I'm gonna send it to you. I just totally forgot. Let's see here. Good morning, players. Since it's 1 a.m. for me, I'm hyped about the potential champions and Pokemon GameCube games drop on Pokemon Day. Yeah, that would make sense for both of those to happen. That would definitely make sense for both of those if they did. I'd be down, of course. I'd be down. Hey, what's up, Silk Reese? Welcome to the stream, brother. How you doing today? LOL, common W, baby. Common W. I already told you guys, man, we ain't worried about nobody that says anything. People can make as many videos, they can cry and complain, they can whine, they can talk about me till their heart's content. I'm old, I don't care. Go ahead, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay. Like, I don't care. I'm not watching nobody's stupid video. I'm not collaborating with no stupid crusty no stupid crusty small YouTuber that's trying to just make it in the grift world. I ain't collaborating. I ain't doing nothing with y'all. A lot of you guys stink, you smell bad, and your parents forgot a few different things. So I don't care. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I ain't doing nothing like that no more. I'm only collaborating with people that are cool, that I feel like collaborating with. I ain't collaborating with no crusty, small, ghetto, weird streamers that are looking to just come up in the grift world because they don't got nothing better to do because they have no talent. So nah, I ain't doing nothing. The only person I said, you guys already know who I debate because I crushed their whole channel. You guys know which grifter I would debate. You guys know, but he don't want any of the smoke. So there you go. Let's see here. I was hoping for 4K 60 or 120, 1080p 120 for Mario Wonder Switch 2 update. It's more than likely it's gonna be like probably like a 1440p upscale to 4K. So 1440p upscale to 4K and 60 FPS. That's more than likely. Nintendo hasn't went above 100 or above 60 FPS for any of their Switch 2 editions, from what I've noticed, outside of like games that were new coming out. So for example, like Metroid Prime 4, yeah, they did that with that one. But any game that is like started out on Switch 1, already released, and then released on Switch 2 as a Switch 2 edition, like none of those have been updated to 120 FPS. So I don't think this is going to be the one to do it. I mean, and all of the games that they put, like they just did free updates for, none of those games did it. You know, like New Super Mario Bros. Or anything. So I doubt this one will, but we'll see. I'm guessing it's going to be a 1440p 60 with the upscale to 4K. That's what I'm guessing this is going to be. but we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Sunday stream, yes sir. Great vid today, made me chuckle with Square Enix Pokemon question to the kids. I know, seriously, Gangsta Slay. Seriously, still haven't played Wonder, so I'll be great pickup for me on Switch 2. Experience it for the first time. If you haven't played it, yeah, that's a great pickup because I love Mario Bros. Wonder. I think it's really good. What's up, Kinesis? Welcome to the stream. Playing Grid Legends Switch 2 with the game controller is dope. Yes, let's go. Got the analog on there. What's up, Broads Gamer? Welcome, man. How you doing today? Big love, big love. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Figure drawing, what's good, man? Marcel Way, what's up, Marcel? Welcome. What's up, Daniel McCrary? What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Also, Hero Fan Anime. What's up, man? Welcome. General Zamora, hey, what up, General Z? Big love, man. How you doing today? What's good? What's good? What about Switch 1 cloud games? Switch 2 Native Hope? Switch 1 cloud games? Yeah, we'll probably get some of those ported over.
I noticed the negativity has even affected me, because I was bringing up the trash takes and the Switch 2 complaints. Now I just click on the notifications and play games instead of doom scrolling.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I think that at some point it affects everything, but you also have to realize that, like, the thing that this isn't new. The only thing that's different now than compared to back then, Justin, is that people know that it's a viable. People know that it's a business. That's the only difference. Is that people know that it's a business, so you'll start seeing more people do stuff like that. For example, for some stupid reason, in my feed there was a video that said Switch 2 is starting to be a scam. The dude doesn't even know what a scam is. Like, no, there was no scam. Everything that Nintendo says was coming out came out. Everything that they said the system was going to be, it was. There's nothing that was scammed about. Whatever they've advertised. Now, if you don't like it, or if you feel that it's not good, that's one thing. But that doesn't mean it's a scam because you didn't get like a Mario game right now or something, or like a new Zelda game right now. That has nothing to do with being a scam or not. So people are just now just making up narratives in order to fit whatever they want it to fit, you know? Like, so to me, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's not like I said, like the Switch 2 came out and like, oh, we charge this and then like remove something like that seemed to be essential, like remove a disk drive, like some companies do. Like, oh, here's a pro system that's the best of the best. Oh, by the way, you got to buy a disk drive separately. Like, it's not like stuff like that, you know? So I think that's what we're dealing with is like people know that they can make money. They can get, you know, new followers and, you know, new people watching their channel if they do stuff, which we've always talked about. But now, like I said, at this point, it's still going to go. You're still going to see people just making up narratives in order to try to make money off YouTube. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, man. You just got to, like I said, ignore it or just be like, all right, that's just kind of how it is. That's kind of how I see it. Yeah, I put 3 dots. I click the 3 dots, then don't ever recommend. I mean, like, to me, it's not even like it's like it's one and done for me. Like, if I see a video like that where it's just some complete nonsense, like, I don't care if, oh, watch the video no more. No, 3 dots, click, never recommend this channel again. So I'm gonna just let all the grifters, let them all grift amongst each other. We had this in the Switch 1 era where it was like this too. But the difference was you couldn't make as much money back in 2016, 2017 on YouTube. Now you can make more money. There's way more users, you can make more money. So that's why you see more people doing it. But no, it'll affect your algorithm. It will. If you start doing that, you'll see less of it. You'll see less. So WD, you'll see less of it, you know. Hey, what's up, 777AZ00Z? What is good? What is good? What's up, David Dampier? Welcome to the stream, brother. Shout outs to Justin, man. Kind of carrying the stream right now. Combo breaks. Let's go. We've got 6 more combos before a 15-minute extension. Let's get it. What's up, Yoshi? Hey, what's up, Yoshi? Mega Lee, playing Metroid Dread on the Dread mode. This stream in the background is great. Hey, man, be careful. It's like one hit and you're done, right? So I hope you can continue with that, man. Because I remember vividly people calling Breath of the Wild Breath of the Wallet when Switch first came out. Breath of the Wallet, what? Because of the expansion pass and all that? Because wasn't it like a $20 expansion pass or $30 expansion pass or something like that? So it was like 60 plus the 20 or 30, yeah. And then they have the collector's editions, like the black box collector's, and then they have the other collector's edition. So let's see here. Why have people suddenly forgot to count gens again? It's not that people have suddenly forgot to count gens again. is that people like to adjust when Nintendo is competitive or not to fit their own stupid narrative, to fit what they like the most. When Nintendo's doing good, just say that it's part of a previous gen so it doesn't count. When Nintendo's doing bad, say that it's part of the current gen. And that's literally what people do. Like, there's never been a time where people don't do that. Now, I have spoke with people who aren't in that bubble. Like, for example, Paris Snyder from IGN. Big dog, he's been gaming for a long time. He's older than me, you know? And, you know, he said, oh, well, yeah, Switch is not in the current, it's not the 9th gen system. It's the 8th gen. And I'm like, no, it's not that. And like, we had a long discussion back and forth, but he's not doing it for that. That's what he feels, because he remembers like the old Atari gens or whatever that had like 2 of them in 1 gen. But that's not the same thing with Nintendo, though. Nintendo, it's their successor, and it was in a decent time period. You know what I'm saying? A decent enough time period compared to what Nintendo did before in the past. So that's the big difference there. Shout outs to Monado Mario with the 76 months, and he says, what up, OJ? It's day 3 of my Lunar New Year break. Gotta arrange my time to play games that I still want to play for the months. LOL. 76 months, let's go. Yes, sir. 76, man. Yeah, there's some people that definitely have the worst aged, you know, Switch 1 situation, but a lot of people were saying that the Switch 1 failed because the Wii U failed, you know, but, you know, it is what it is. No argument, flip-flop, Switch being a handheld or not. Apparently Switch doesn't count as sales is irrelevant because it's handheld. Yeah, that's what, like I said, that's what people do when they don't want to be considered wrong. So they'll say, oh, well, it's a handheld, or, oh, well, you know, oh, well, it's part of the previous gen. It's not a current gen. And like, that's stupid. Right now, if you look at the generations, this is how the generations go, guys. It's like, got the NES, the Super NES. So you got 3rd, you got 4th, you got 5th with the N64, you got 6th with the GameCube, PS2, Xbox, whatever, GameCube, PS2, original OG Xbox. You got the 7th generation, that is the Wii, 360, PS3. The 8th generation is PS4, Xbox One, Wii U. The 9th generation is Switch 1, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series. The 10th generation is Nintendo Switch 2, the next Xbox, the next PlayStation. That's how it is. That's the generations. And that's a factual statement because that's Nintendo's successor. It's their successor. That's what a generation is. A generation is their successor. There is nothing that says that you have to play by the rules of everybody else in your generation in order for it to be, oh, you're part of the generation. So, for example, the Wii did not increase the power much from the GameCube to the Wii. Everybody sees the Wii as a 7th generation system. And the GameCube was not successful. Okay, so nobody sees the GameCube as a nobody sees the Wii as a 6th generation machine. Literally, nobody sees it that way. It's significantly weaker than the PS3 and the Xbox 360. It does not have the technology. It uses recycled tech, and it's not that much stronger than the GameCube. Yet it's a 7th generation. It is the next generation. So when people say that type of stuff, it's silly. It's just dumb. So Microsoft and Sony got into the habit of extending generations really longer. Nintendo's under no obligation to do the same, you know? So it's funny.
Also, thanks for mentioning the Typhlosion drop in Scarlet and Violet. Now I'm sucked back in. Lol, can I get some Mega Man Battle Network music?
Man, I need to get back into it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Justin, with another 3 Mega Man Battle Network music. Yes, sir. Justin, once again, carrying the stream. 12 on the combo board by himself. Let's go. 3 more combos, and we have a 15-minute extension on stream. Let's go. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to play Mega Man Battle Network mix. What's up, Yellow Kazoo? There's another... hey, what's up, Nick93? Welcome. Let's see. Hello, Jay. I played the demo of Darwin's Paradox on Switch 2, and it looks awful. When it rains, it looks legit 200, 300p handheld. It's just 2.5D scroller. I don't even know what that is. That's that Squid Game or whatever. Or I'm not sure. So yeah, that's bad optimization on their end. So yeah, sorry to hear about that. Play something better. Play Dragon Quest. play Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined. It looks and runs a lot better. Shout outs to Yellow Kazoo. What's good? CBH. What's up, CBH? Welcome. What is good? Baxter, what's good? Magnum, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Big love, big love. Leaf Storm Blaze, what's up, man? But yeah, it's a weird way. You know, within the next couple of years here, Sony and Microsoft are going to release their next generation systems. And it's going to be interesting to see how the market reacts to those, because once again, people are just getting comfortable now with the PlayStation 5. So we'll see what happens there. And like the RAM crisis that's going on, that doesn't seem like it's going to stop because AI is just blowing up. Let's see here. Johnny with the $10 dono becoming the stream ninja, the biggest dono of the stream. That $9.99. Anyway, there's $9.99 or more. You can be my man Johnny. And he says, thanks for the Sunday stream. Hey, you know what, man? Thank you for being here. I'll be honest. I'm a little tired from the week, but I am not tired enough to do this stream. I'll just say that right now because I love you guys and you guys are goated and we've got a JoJo. So we are out here, bruh. We are out here. Big love to Johnny. Anybody does 10 or $9.99 or more, you get my man Johnny on the board. 3-1. We're going to put the full name. 3123. Jordan. 3123. Shout outs. There must have been so many Johnnies. You just have to pick some random numbers. You're like, all right, we got to just pick Johnny something here. So we also got the first overclock as well. Make sure you guys, we got 200 people watching or so. Guys, you need to do me a solid. If you enjoy the stream, if you want to see this stream continue on, make sure you hit that like button. Let's go. We should have 200 plus likes. No, I don't even got to tell you guys, let's hit this. Let's just, everybody here, go ahead and hit that like button because then more people show up. More of my viewers come through. So they get the notification. So let's do it. Also, combo breaks to the overclock. Let's go, baby.
Overclock Buster!
Yes, sir. 15-minute extension on today's stream. Justin with another 6. Let's go.
This may be a hot take, but I'm so done with new console launches. Lol, can I get some Paper Mario music?
I think I'm done with console launches. I think I'm so done. Like, and like the nonsense is gonna start back up, and the craziness once Sony and Microsoft get ready for their console launches. Like, yeah, I need a break. I need a long break from Nintendo console launches in particular. When Sony's comes, that's cool. It'll probably be not as bad. Microsoft's not as bad, but Nintendo in particular are like some of the worst, most stressful launches of all time. Like, we had the Nintendo Civil War in 2015, 2016, leading up till 2015, 2016, and then in 22, and then we had the grift wars, the never-ending grift wars, like Fallout, where like that nonsense. So I'm done, man. Justin with the 6 combo breaks, 18 total, getting us to 18. Anybody has 18 or more, you can be, man. Justin on the board here. 28, 2 combos away from a 30-minute extension. And yeah, bro, like I'm done. I am done. Paper Mario music. Let's go. Thank you for the support, like always, Justin. There we go. Yeah, honestly, my basketball number, and then MJ is my favorite player. Nice, Johnny. I didn't know you played basketball. What position did you play, Johnny? What franchise do you think will likely join Smash? For me, it's Hades, Ring Fit Adventure, and Astral Chain. Hades, that's a good one. I don't know if Hades will, but I mean, it could for sure. Ring Fit is possible, but we'll see. Astral Chain is also possible as well. Going to be pretty funny for certain people if there's no direct. I know, seriously, man. I don't get the obsession of Sony and Xbox fans arguing which console is more powerful, waiting for years for games they want, wait longer when it comes to the next consoles, because that's just what people have always done. So I think it's just something that people do. At the end of the day, it just comes down to actual games that come out. Most people don't care about the power. They just care that, hey, look, what games does it play and how can I play it? And I think that's how most gamers are. The large majority of gamers are like that. I remember videos coming out after the original Switch presentation that revealed Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. People were still disappointed. Yes. Listen, bro. People think that I'm joking when I say that, but yes, like when it comes to Nintendo, it doesn't matter what they do. They announced a free online for like a year or whatever, right? They announced a $300 system They announced Breath of the Wild at launch. They announced Mario Odyssey in the first year, Xenoblade Chronicles in the first year. They announced brand new IP with Octopath Traveler. They announced a brand new No More Heroes game. They announced a brand new Shin Megami Tensei game. They announced brand new IPs and sequels to IPs. So you had ARMS. 1-2 Switch wasn't good, but still, brand new IPs. But you had ARMS announced as well. And you also had, what was it? You had Splatoon 2, so a sequel to a great IP. So you had all these games that were announced, and you had a bunch of third-party reel of a bunch of different games, right? And people were still saying this thing's DOA, it's dead, it's stupid. Like that's how toxic it was. That's how toxic every single launch is. Like it doesn't matter what is announced, what is shown, what the price is. People are still gonna find ways to say that they failed, that it's dumb, that they're stealing, or that they're greedy, or that they're this, that they're that. So it's like I just disregard it now at this point, you know. Because it doesn't matter what was said. You're still going to have the same videos. You're still going to have the same people doing the same things. It really, that's what it comes down to, man. That's really what it comes down to. You're going to have the same people doing the same stuff every single time. So they're going to find a way to get angry or to get upset. They're going to find something else to talk about. It never ends. Trust me, it never does. As somebody that's been around for every single gen, the last 4 gens that Nintendo's done, literally this same thing has happened almost every single time. With the 3DS, with the Wii U, even with the Wii, people were like, oh, it should have been $150 or it should have been cheaper because it's just a GameCube. They overcharged by $100, and I kid you not, people said that. It was on the forums, it's on the message boards. They overcharged by $50 to $100 because it's not much stronger than a GameCube, and it's the same thing, and GameCube's like $50 or $100, so it shouldn't be that much more. So it doesn't matter how cheap or how expensive or what games they announce, it's gonna be the same. People online are gonna say the same thing regardless. It can be damn near free. It can be $100 and you get stock into Nintendo, and they'd be like, yeah, well, they don't give you that much stock. Oh yeah, well, $100. What games do they have for $100? Like, that's too, you know. People will find a way to say something, man. Every single time. Remember, you talked about David Jaffe being negative towards the God of War 2D game, but I guess he's kind of known for doing that. They were talking about it on the Spawncast. He's known for doing that. Well, I didn't really talk too much about David Jaffe being negative on the game. I mean, I just said that he didn't like it. I think that's about. I didn't make any videos on it or nothing. But no, I mean, he's talked about what he likes and what he dislikes about God of War. But the thing about David Jaffe that makes it unique to this situation, he created God of War. So if anybody can be incredibly negative or positive or anywhere in between, it's that guy with that game. Now, with other stuff, I get it. He's not a creator, but I mean, and listen, anybody's allowed to be negative or not. You can be negative or not on whatever you want. But if there's anyone that's allowed to be incredibly critical to the points where maybe it might be a little bit unfair or not, it's him, because he created God of War. So, I mean, that one you got to just kind of say, okay, you know, it is what it is, right? Because, like, I don't agree with everything that he said about the God of War Ghost of Sparta stuff, but I mean, once again, he created it. So since he created it, I mean, you know, it is, you know, I gotta clip that part, man. I really need an editor, bro. I really need an editor so I can have somebody help me out, make clips, so we can make like a clip channel, so we can put like a clip channel on the on like, so like the best parts, so you guys can watch those later. Let's see here. Small forward when you played? Nice. Me too. I was a small forward as well. What's up, Felony? Welcome, man. How are you doing today? What franchise do you think are likely to... Okay, I already read that. My bad. 1000 Year Door needs the 60 FPS patch. It really does. I'm hoping that they announce that, like, soon. I'm guessing he also didn't like the last 2 God of War games. A little times changed, though. The last 2? No, he liked God of War Ragnarok and God of War 2018. Now, he critiqued certain aspects about those games when it comes to like story and some stuff like that, but he played and said that he overall he liked both of them. But I mean, as like I said, if you're a creator of the franchise, I mean, you're gonna have a unique perspective on how you feel God of War is supposed to be this or that, you know. So once again, even if you don't agree with him, I think, you know, at this point you have to take what he says like, okay, well, he created it. It is what it is. Let him say what he's got to say, because he created God of War. You know, he created it. So, you know, you don't have to agree with everything that he says, but at the same time, once again, he is the creator of God of War. So it's a unique perspective, you know. LJ, are there rumors that Legends Z8 underperformed, reliable or not? There's no rumors of anything, Felipe. Like, we've got the sales numbers. The sales numbers are the sales numbers. So the sales numbers are good. And the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, none of them said that it underperformed. So anybody saying that just made it up. That's all they did. They just made it up. There is no underperform. Like, rumors of what? We know the sales numbers. For your information, the God of War reveal reaction had me dead. Never stop being you, OJ. Yeah, like I had to cover my face, bro. I was like, "What's going on, bro?" I was like, "What's going on? What's up, Jumpmon?" Let's see. Nintendo could give away free money, and grifters would say they made my tax bracket go up. I have to pay more taxes. Yeah, I mean, let me give you guys an example of this. Back when Nintendo did Nintendo Selects, people still said that the Wii U was greedy and it sucked. So they had games that were cheaper, that you can get for cheaper. Oh, they were overpriced. Oh, it took too long. Oh, the Wii U's overpriced. Oh, this. Oh, well, nobody wants the Wii. It's like, it doesn't matter. The GameCube, when the GameCube had player's choice. Oh, the GameCube sucks. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, they did this. Oh, there's no this. Like, bro, we had it before. We've already seen this song and dance before, man. So it don't really matter. It don't really matter what prices there are or what this. It really doesn't matter. Metroid Prime remastered. It's not 70, it's not 60, it's not 50, it's 40. A lot of these guys that complain if they didn't even buy it. Metroid Prime remastered should have sold like 4 or 5 million copies. They didn't even buy it like that. It sold like 1 million plus. I think it sold like 1.5 or something like that. Maybe it's a bit more now with Metroid Prime 4 out, but it didn't even sell like that. So people just like to talk, man. At the end of the day, everyone just buys what they want to buy. That's really what it comes down to. Yes, sir. Sunday Live. Even the devs chose for God of War game never made actually big games or AAA or AA. It was always small scale. I don't mind a 2D God of War. I actually wanted, when I heard about the 2D God of War stuff, I actually was excited about the 2D God of War stuff because I was like, oh wow, this could be like Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, or this could be like Metroid Dread. You know, that's what I was thinking, or this could be like Castlevania. I was thinking it was gonna be like that, but then it ended up being like a lot less quality than Metroid Dread and Prince of Persia. Like, I thought it was gonna be like a high, 2.5D. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking 2.5D high quality 2D God of War game, like where you are on a 2D plane, but the graphics are rendered in 3D and there is a 3D rotational camera. So Prince of Persia and Metroid Dread are games that are rendered in 3D, like it's all full 3D models, but then they put it on a 2D plane. So then sometimes you can see, like, they'll rotate the camera and it becomes a full 3D, like during cutscenes and certain gameplay elements, like when you're like shooting like an Emmy, for example, right? Or if an Emmy like grabs you, it's a 3D game all of a sudden, right? So that's what Prince of Persia and God of War and Metroid Dread are. They're very high quality 3D games rendered on a 2D plane, but have it's 2.5D, but rotational cameras and rendered in full 3D. That's what I thought the God of War game, the 2D God of War game was going to be. I thought it was going to be like that. I didn't know it was going to be like really small scale, like indie pixel 2D. I didn't think it was going to be that because it's God of War, like I thought they were going to treat God of War a little bit higher than that. I didn't know it was going to be a pixel, 2D game, so that's really my only issue is that it's not that the game that they did a 2D game. I have no problem with that. I was excited about it, So why is Stellar Blade even distributed and edited by SIE going multi-platform this year? I know it's because shipped up report page 10 I verified is shame as a PS fan. Well, because one, it was a timed exclusive. It was never a it's not a first-party Sony IP. Sony just did the publishing duties for a set period of time. So they gave them money to say, hey, we're going to have it for a set period of time. It's not a first-party IP like Astrobot or like Horizon or like God of War. So the problem, Miguel, is that you thought it was a first-party IP, and it's not. Just because a company publishes something for a year or for whatever, they have a deal, doesn't mean that they own it. So, for example, Nintendo publishes Bayonetta. They don't own Bayonetta. Or there was one year where Microsoft published Tomb Raider. I think Rise of the Tomb Raider, and it was an exclusive for a set time period. So you also have to it's more than just if they're a publisher, that means it's a forever exclusive. That it doesn't mean that, you know. Whiskey Bay, thank you for the tune-in tier pledge. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village. Thank you for becoming a tune-in tier. 29 on the board. Let's go. We're one combo away, and we're also a bit more likes away. So I need you guys. I'm gonna keep shilling this throughout the whole stream because it's free. I need you guys to hit that like button. You guys keep hitting that like button. We got 200 plus people watching. There should be no reason why we don't have 235 likes, 240 likes. So like I said, it's free. If you're watching on your TV, you're watching on whatever. I gotta keep saying that too because people be forgetting to do it, and then YouTube doesn't send my stream out to people. So y'all keep on hitting that like button. It'd do me a solid, and you guys would be helping out the channel tremendously. So thank you guys so much for that. Keep hitting the like button. Justin with the $3.
People even complained about Nintendo gave away a free game with Mario Kart 8 because of the servers. One game per account, so you couldn't buy multiple copies to get another game, and because they already had some of the games. Lol.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember. And that also happened with Sony as well. Sony gave away Horizon, like, it was like PlayStation days of play, like over the summer. I think it was 2020 or 2021. I forgot exactly when. It might have been during COVID or whatever. And Sony gave away, I think, like Horizon Zero Dawn or something, and people complained about that. I even made a tweet about it. I was like, yeah, Sony gives away a game and people still got something to say, man. Like, it's so, yeah, that's just kind of how the internet is, man. That's just how it is. Like, there's nothing really you can do about it, and that's fine. You just got to just be like, all right, that's their opinion, you know? Thank you to Justin with the 21 now. And anybody does 21 or more, you give them just on the top of the board. Let's go. Also, combo breaks. 30-minute extension unlocked.
Overclock Buster!
What's up, Quiet Lion Gaming? If the direct ends up happening, will you stream it? I always stream every direct, so yes, I would stream it. High Guard of War. Okay. What's up, Jay Loomis? What's up, Kyle Kong? Welcome, man. How you doing today? I get it. Microsoft published Rise of the Tomb Raider, but didn't own the IP. That makes a lot of sense. Thanks for the info. No problem, man. Glad I can help out. For you, I stopped lurking and liked the stream. Thank you, Ali. I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate it. Copies. What's up, OG? Streaming on Sunday. Amazing. Tomorrow's a holiday in Canada. I'm hoping we get some gaming in tonight. Yes, sir. Let's go, copies. Let's go. Isn't second party technically? I guess they help with some QA stuff. I mean, you can say that, like a second party game or something like that. Yeah, you can say it. But at the end of the day, really all it is, it's an exclusive deal for a set period of time. You know, and that's really it. That's the business part of it. Even if they help with QA or they help with whatever, you know, I mean, Sony helped with Final Fantasy 16 too. They help with QA and they help with programming and stuff with that game. And that game came over to Xbox as well after a set period of time. So, like, it's one of those things to where it's not, it's Stellar Blade's not, they don't own the IP. Sony does not own the IP. What they got in return for their help and for the exclusivity, they got a time deal. So they got, like, what was it, 1 year or so? Like 1 year of exclusivity. Okay. And then maybe they even got 2 years of console exclusivity. But that's it. After that, it's over. There ain't nothing that's holding them to only put it on there. And that was the deal. That was the deal that Sony worked out with Shift Up. So, yeah, that's kind of how it is. I mean, every company's done it. I think Nintendo had a, what was it, a year deal with Resident Evil or something like that, or they had like a 6-month deal or something with Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube back in the day or something. So Zelda Direct, I don't know if we're gonna get a Zelda Direct. Monster Rise is another example of a temporary console exclusive. Well, yeah, I mean, there's a million examples of temporary console exclusives. Like there's so many. There's too many to even count and bring up, you know. That's why anyone says Nintendo was super pro-consumer back in the Wii U days are revisionist. says super pro consumer back in the Wii days, revisionist and dead wrong. Well, but oddly enough, we're weirdos say that even to this day. I mean, there's never been a time where Nintendo's ever been associated with pro consumer. For some reason, people will make it seem as if they did everything so cheap back in the day, but when we were actually back in the day, people complained about the prices. When I was young, the prices were insane for some of the Super Nintendo games. Like, they were so expensive. They were sometimes upwards of $90, $80-something. They were pricey. And like I said, brand new now. And if you waited, you can get them cheaper, or you can get them used, or you can rent them. But they were insane for a lot of the cartridge price. Because the cartridges were just expensive. Super Nintendo, N64, some of them were really expensive games, you know, and all that. Things came back down to level. Things got cheaper in the GameCube era. In the GameCube era, because the mini disc was significantly cheaper to produce than a 64 cartridge or even a Super Nintendo cartridge. So they were able to control prices in the Wii U era, or sorry, in the GameCube era and the Wii era and somewhat the Wii U era. Part
Mario
5.
Tennis Fever has been my most addictive game in recent times. Played so much my thumbs started hurting lol. Already have 15 plus hours in and reached S rank. I'm currently 178 in the world, but we aiming higher. Play Mario Tennis Fever theme, please.
Pardon me, you got to teach me how to play, man. I played online a couple times and got absolutely smoked. So I gotta get good. I'm not good at Mario Tennis at all. But then again, I've never been a big Mario Tennis player. I always played Mario. I think I played like Mario Golf on the N64. Like, that's like my most played Mario sports game is Mario Golf on the N64, and I was okay at that one. But outside of that game, I wasn't really ever good at any Mario sports games, to be honest. Shout outs to Party Man. Thank you for the $5 dono. Let's go. Let me get this next one up here. Good stuff to Party Man, though. Already top 200. That's great, man. Mario Tennis Fever theme. Yeah, you got to teach me because I'm just like bad at the game, man. I am just like bad. Yo, Sidious, thank you for the 9 months, dude. I appreciate that. But I haven't played that much. I've only played a little bit of the adventure mode. I've barely played. I think I put about maybe like an hour or something. And the adventure mode's not that great, you know? So, like, I haven't really put too much time into it. I'm still kind of learning how to play. Like, how many... I missed the older Water Pro Consumer Desperate Nintendo videos that were over the past few years. Yeah, it's whatever. Got a little bug in my room. I gotta kill it when I get a chance. I think there's a good chunk of Nintendo games that are overpriced, like Donkey Kong Country Returns HD and Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Lots of stuff is overpriced. You know what I'm saying? It's just simply don't buy it. You know, that's really what it comes down to. Like, if you feel like the price isn't good for you, then don't buy it. But like, you can say a lot of things are overpriced and all that. So everybody has their own opinion. So that's really what it comes down to. Has anyone checked out Fantasy Life Switch 2? Looks like a calmer stuff lately. Yeah, it's pretty good. Fantasy Life on Switch 2 is really good. I'm really waiting for the direct announcement. Just calm down, Ninmar. We don't know if it's gonna happen. Don't psych yourself up for something that it doesn't happen at all, you know? See, I was getting rocked a bit day one, but once I got my bearings, I've been finding more success. Okay, nice. Alright, yeah, I gotta... Are you playing with the fever rackets on or off? Shout outs to Sidious. Thank you for the 9 months for the Jonin tier pledge. Let's go, man. Let's go. Still gotta get tennis. Maybe this payday. Maybe. Yeah, if you want to play multiplayer, for sure. I mean, obviously, if you're looking for like a single player thing, then no. Tennis Fever is gonna be 30 on eBay soon enough. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be 30 on eBay soon, but we'll see. Atelier Ryza collection is neat on Switch 2. Game looks really colorful on your TV. Nice. I'm glad that you like it. Let's see here. Yes, Jay Luma's Fantasy Life is very good. It's very good. We also have some stuff. I guess we can get into a little bit more of the topics with the Stellar Blade. It looks like Stellar Blade is going to be coming over to the Nintendo Switch 2 and to the Xbox, or at least at the minimum Xbox. So we could see that this year at some point. Maybe that shows up at a Nintendo Direct. And in addition to that, Monster Hunter Wilds. We also could get Tekken. That's still another game that was leaked. Red Dead Redemption 2. I would expect more PS4, like other PS4 and Xbox One games that were ported over, like let's just say like, you know, 2020, 2021, a lot of those games, like cross-gen games, I'd expect more of those. So pretty much any of the cross-gen games from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, all of those games could be coming to Nintendo Switch 2 at some point. Maybe announce that Nintendo Directs or whenever they optimize for the system or something. So look out for any of those. If you guys have some ones that you can bring up, go ahead and bring them up in the chat. We can talk about it. I can give you guys my thoughts whether it can happen or not, you know? So I'm more single player, so maybe I'll wait for sale, even though that will be for a while. Yeah, it'll be a while for that. Is the Legend series dead? Are the rumors? There are no rumors of the Legend series being dead. It's just people making up stuff, Felipe. So there's no actual rumors from anybody. It's just people making up things. Let's see here. Partyman says, I've been playing mostly Fever Rackets on, but I've also messed with Fever Rackets off. Yeah, I still need to get into the Fever Racket stuff, so still haven't even really got into that. I need to play some more, but that's why I can't quite play right now. Like, I thought maybe I'd be able to, but I'm not quite ready. Let me get through the single player. Let me actually get a little bit in, then we can play, because like I still need to learn a bit more. I think Expedition 33 is definitely going to happen, but that one's going to be maybe later this year, and I think it's going to come out next year. I don't know if Expedition 33 is going to be this year. I think Expedition 33 is going to be next year, but we'll see. I think it might be announced this year, like at a Nintendo Direct at the end of the year, and then it's going to come out early next year. That's what I think of Expedition, but we'll see. It could be earlier. Star Wars Addict with the $5 says Sunday love and support for the channel. Listen, guys, I really appreciate the support for the channel on this Sunday. It makes me happy when you guys are here chatting. You guys are hitting that like button. If you haven't hit that like button, you guys support the stream. Thank you so much, man. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content enough to support in any type of way. Let's go. Combo bricks. Well, actually, not quite combo break. Sorry. 3 more combos, and we've got a 45-minute extension. Let's go. Definitely going to get Stellar Blade, Monster of the Wilds if they come. Yeah, I think both of those games are coming for sure. Well, probably for both of those games. What's the Legend series? Legend of Heroes. Why wouldn't it be dead? He's talking about Legend, Pokemon Legends. So Pokemon Legends Arceus, Pokemon Arceus, whatever it is. Pokemon Legends ZA. He's talking about those games. There is no actual rumor. It's just grifters finding out ways to try to make money on YouTube. Honestly, it's literally just grifters finding out ways to make money. It really just is. Because the Pokemon company and nobody in their right mind would say, oh yeah, we sold 12 million plus in 2 months. And a little bit over 2 months in the series is that makes no sense. And that doesn't even count the what's it called? The DLC. They made like $600 to $700 million in 2 months. And people are just being really stupid. When will Nintendo re-lad Drake Kendrick game? Yeah, I think you're just being weird. Shout outs to man. Thanks for coming to the stream. Let's see. Hey OJ, hope your day is going well. My day is going good, man. I can't complain. How's your day been, Nano1 Gamer Boy? Mario Tennis Fever, very intense. I'm subbed to OJ in order to keep up with my daily Fire Emblem 4 remake news. Listen, man, one of these days it's gonna happen, and when it happens, I need you to be here. I need your moral support here, Yoshi. Yeah, I get through the tutorial stuff first. It's not the funnest to go through, but it'll help you familiarize with different shots. People mock the story, but it's good for it. Yeah, I need to get through that. I'm still playing through. It's just kind of like, yeah, it's not great, but I'm still playing through, so I'm gonna get through that. But yes, it is helping me learn what shots do what and all that. So I'm gonna get through that, and then I'll probably play more. But like my stupid self, I didn't get through all of the story mode, the story mode before I went into online. So I played 2 matches, got smoked both matches. But it's definitely people smurfing though, because they were already like insanely good. So, but we'll see. You know. Okay, I never knew Legends ZA did well, and Arceus had a lot of room to grow for the generation. I don't know what that means, but okay. I just wish Mario Tennis was a little cheaper. I'm struggling with paying that much for it. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think 60 would have been good for the game instead of 70. But yeah, if you don't think you're gonna play it a lot, like if you want to, I would say this: buy Mario Tennis for 70 if you know that you're going to play the multiplayer. If you know that you're going to play with family and friends and play online and try to get good and all that, then buy it for that. If you don't, then don't buy it. You can rent it. You can, you know, you can buy it used later. You can do whatever you want, but you don't have to rush out and buy everything day one. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. That's it. That's all it comes down to. Says y'all need to stop listening to grifters. For real. For real. I mean, most people don't. I mean, if people actually listen to grifters, the Switch 2 would be selling terrible right now. You know? So, most people don't actually listen to grifters. Like, the large majority of gamers don't. I think I need to start playing the Fire Emblem series. Yeah, absolutely, man. Play it. Try out Fire Emblem 3 Houses on Switch 1. Oh, so you getting the Yoshi egg, the one that hatches? Probably not, no. Yeah, I'm loving it. Just crazy intense match with someone online. Just how, okay, he's talking about Party Man. What's the secret new game news? Sweet Tea. We talked about Stellar Blade and we talked about Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm learning as I get older, the FOMO is not that serious. Yep. I don't play Mario sports games enough to justify buying them, so I don't. It's very easy to, that's what I'm saying. Like, people turn Mario sports games into some type of like essential need, like water, or like some. It's like, listen, if you don't think it's worth it, then people said Mario Tennis Aces wasn't worth the full price either. Like, it's the same thing every generation, so I'm getting kind of tired of it.
I skipped the story in Fever and just unlocked the pro CPU level, and I'm just learning by fire before I go online.
Okay, yeah, that's, you know what, that might be a better way to do it, honestly, because then you can just kind of see what the CPUs do, then replicate that, you know. That's true. You can do that too, which I used to do that in old school games where I didn't even play the single player. I would just learn by fire, trial by fire, like put hard level CPUs and go at it. Yeah. Justin with the 3 as well. 45 on the board. Yo, we got the level 3 extension. Justin with the 24. Anybody does 24 more. You put it on the Hokage board. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. And also 45 minutes combo breaks. Combo breaks. There we go. And Noah and Mio extension.
Overclock Buster!
Shoutouts. Trial by Fire works top. That's how I learned. Yeah, Trial by Fire is actually pretty good. I used to do that with Madden too. Like Madden, I mean, I did sometimes play the story modes and all that, or like the superstar mode, but really, I would just put it on all Madden and get like absolutely demolished until I could, like, every new Madden game, I never played the single player right away. What I would do is that I would just put it on all Madden. Before I went online, I would put it on all Madden and I would just play. Because every Madden, like, they change how the CPU works. So just because you're good at Madden 2003 or 2004 doesn't mean you're going to be good at Madden 2005 and 2006, because there's new additions, new CPUs, new this, new that, new everything, new players, new everything. So I would always just turn it on all Madden difficulty and just get smoked for like multiple games in a row. And each bit I do a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better till I can actually beat the computer on all Madden. And then that's when I know that I can go online and play. It's like, once I can beat the computer on all Madden, that means I can go online and actually get some dubs here and there. So that's what I would do with Madden. So maybe I'll do that here too. The thing is, when you start Stellar Blade in PS5 and PC, it appears Sony Interactive Entertainment text. It's not the same case for Final Fantasy 16, FF7 Remake, Rebirth, and others, which are third party. Once again, they all have different deals, Miguel. So those are publishing deals. You're talking about Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Final Fantasy Rebirth. Those were all published by Square Enix. They simply had the deal to get it done for exclusive for this long. But Sony actually published Stellar Blade. So I think you're still confused on what publishing is and non-publishing. There are different types of deals. Not everyone means that you're going to see Sony Interactive on there. That doesn't mean that, you know. So I think you are still somewhat confused. Even though I explained it to you, you are still somewhat confused on a publishing deal and a non-publishing deal. So the reason why it says Sony Interactive Entertainment is because it is a publishing deal. But that does not mean that they own the IP for forever, Miguel. So I mean, just think of it simply as this: there are different types of deals for different types of games. Some games, they have publishing deals where they do help out, they take care of distribution and publishing. Distribution and publishing, that is money being spent. It's one thing to say, hey, we're going to keep this as a console exclusive and we'll pay you $100 million to keep it on it, but you still publish and distribute it, compared to, hey, we will take care of publishing, distribution, advertising, marketing, certain aspects of this game. We will take care of all of that, for X, Y, and Z. So, I mean, you just got to realize that there are different deals. It's like when you go to a sandwich shop, right? You get you go to a sandwich shop, some places have certain type of sandwiches, other places don't. Or they might have, oh, we have the sriracha, or what would be like the hot sauce Tapatio. We have a Tapatio branded sandwich here. That same Tapatio branded sandwich not be at another sandwich place. So they have special deals with certain games, with certain chains. It's the same thing here. All right, man, same thing here. So everything, it's not a one-to-one comparison with everything, okay? Not a one-to-one comparison with everything. Let's see here. Back in the day, Mario Sport games were blockbuster greatest hits for me and the homies. Yeah. Although I ran into, I think my friend let me borrow Mario Golf. But yeah, I used to rent those a lot too. Yeah, I used to rent them a lot. But Mario Golf to me was the one that I played a lot with my brother and my friends back in the N64. Let's see here. Some of this Nintendo smaller tier franchises would be bigger if they priced these prices are crazy. Metroid, Fire, Xenoblade, etc. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I think that they'd probably sell better. Kiwi Talks. Like, I think that they definitely sell better if they were. But I mean, I don't know. Like Xenoblade, it's one of those things to where Xenoblade is such a big game, and it's made by so many people now at this point. You know, I think 60 is fair for the game. When it comes to that. Nintendo priced Metroid Prime Remastered, for example, right? That was priced pretty fair. That was priced at 40, and that game didn't blow up. That game did not sell like crazy or anything. People were saying that Metroid Dread was overpriced at 60. People were even saying that, Kiwi, right? Metroid Prime 1 Remastered comes out at 40, and people don't buy it way more than Metroid Dread. So while I agree that definitely it'd be better if some of these were priced a bit lower, that doesn't mean people are just going to rush out there and buy it like that. Because if that was the case, Metroid Prime Remastered, I don't care how many people already played the game. Like, Metroid Prime was not a big selling game. That should have sold way better than what it did. And it did not. It just simply did not. So, I see what you're saying for sure, though. I remember someone in Nintendo said the reason why they didn't price down their games is because they felt they devalued the brand. Yes, that's 100%. From what I've learned, from who I've spoke with, they don't like to put their games on discount a lot because it devalues it. And it's the same thing that obviously Microsoft and Sony, they don't like to put their games on discount a lot either, or they want to make you say, hey, look, if you want to get this game like for cheaper, it's like, hey, you have like the PSN or whatever, right? So there's also that too. But yeah, Sony does not like, I can tell you this right now, and I heard from somebody that I can't say, Sony was hot when they saw retailers selling The Last of Us Part 2 for $10. Sony said that'll never happen again. Sony tried to do it. Sony said that'll never happen again with our games. So, and like Horizon Complete Edition for $10, Sony wants that to never happen ever again. They don't ever want their games to be discounted that low. But Prime Remastered was a remaster, not a new game, and it was shadow dropped with no marketing. It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter. Everyone knew what it was. Even if it was marketed, I don't think that game would have sold like crazy. I don't think people would have rushed out there and bought the game like crazy. I just don't think that it would have. I mean, even back when we got games at cheaper prices, like 50 or whatever it was, it's not like those games sold like crazy or anything like that. So to me, GameCube games sold pretty well, but GameCube games, even to reach what they sold, they had to be player's choice. They had to be discounted so much for them to even reach that. The Switch 1 did not have discounts like the Wii or like the GameCube, but the Switch 1 games sold incredible. Switch 1 games sold really good. So it's hard for me to just sit there and say, oh, well, it's going to sell significantly better if it's cheaper. We had cheap games on the Wii. We had cheap games on lots of systems. The Switch was criticized for not having discounts, yet the games sold so good on there. They sold incredible. So I'm not just going to sit there and say, oh, if everything's discounted down to damn near nothing or down to $20, or $40, everyone's just going to rush out and buy. I don't think that's the case. I don't think so. Because like I said, the Switch 1 was, that should not have sold. It should have sold way less games compared to GameCube or to Wii or to even to the DS. because DS games were also cheaper. Yet the Switch 1 absolutely destroyed all of Nintendo's systems in game sales. So that's the reason why I say it's really more about the quality of the game and kind of just what people want to buy. The popularity of the game and what people want to buy. At the end of the day, people are going to buy what they want to buy. And that's really what it comes down to. Like, people are just going to buy what they want to buy. If they want to buy it, they'll buy it. If they don't want to buy it, they won't buy it. So, because when Grand Theft Auto comes out and it's $70, $80, or $90, people are going to buy it like crazy and they're not going to care because it's Grand Theft Auto, you know? So that's kind of how I see it. Shout outs Kiwi, man. Yeah, exactly. Don't pay $70 for Mario Tennis. If you don't want to play it, then don't buy it. That's really what it comes down to, you know? Just don't buy it. It's simple. Buy what you like and what you feel is worth it. Stuff that you don't feel is worth it, don't buy it. And that's kind of how it's always been for gaming, you know? I don't think $60 is going to make you rush out there and buy it if it's 60, you know? Like, it'd have to be like something super cheap for you to go get it. So it'd have to be like $40 or $30. So it's just probably not for you. So just don't buy it. It's a simple thing. I agree with you, OJ, but for Nintendo to sell Prime 1 for 40 and Prime 4 for 70 is why people talking about this. Prime 4 for 40, Prime 1 for 40 and Prime 4 for 70 is why people are talking about this. Well, I mean, it's 70 on Switch 2. It's 60 on Switch 1, if I'm not correct, right? So Prime 4 is like, yeah, it's a new game. Prime 1 is an older game. So I think that's the reason why, since Prime 1 is it's a remaster and Prime 4 is a brand new game. I think that maybe that's the reason why there's the difference. But shout outs, Kiwi. I appreciate you, man. I have an OLED and I legit can't find anything to play. Stardew was the only game I played on it. Tired of Pokemon games and Scarlet ran awful. You have a Switch. You have an OLED. Well, here's what I suggest for you to do, Sensu Voids. I go on Metacritic and look at the top reviewed games.
$2.99 on the eShop right now, and I still won't buy it.
Observer is $2. Yeah, shout outs. So yeah, Void, thank you for the 3. Go on Metacritic and look at the top games and pick a game from the top reviewed games that you think that you'd want to play out of those top reviewed games from Switch 1, okay? That's all you got to do. Let's see here. The thing is, why aren't Neo 1 and 2 games other platforms even though they don't own the IP? Miguel, I'm not talking to you about this anymore, okay? Because you are unable to listen to what I'm saying. You are unable to listen to what I'm saying. I will say this one more time for you. There are different deals for different games. There is no one size fits all for all exclusivity or for these companies. Just because Square Enix had some deal with Sony and for something does not mean Koei Tecmo will have the same deal or will do the same thing. I don't know what else to tell you, brother. But if you ask me one more thing or bring up one more thing about, but what about this game? It is a different game. It is a different game. It is a different deal with different economics. Brother, Miguel, please. Please understand. I'm gonna have to go, Mr. Owado. Please understand that there is not a one size fits all for everything. Stop asking questions on that. Just know that there are different games with different deals based off of different economics from different companies. Once again, you don't need just say, okay, OJ, I got it. Stop thinking and just trust what I'm saying. Stop thinking and bringing up other games saying, but this game. Stop. You're confusing yourself for no reason. Different games have different contracts, have different scenarios. That's it. Koei Tecmo and Square Enix are not the same company. Shift Up and Square Enix are not the same company. Publishing deals compared to publishing and non-publishing. They all have different deals. Please trust me on this one, okay? Stop racking your brain about this. It's not that complicated. That's all it is, man. There's no conspiracy, okay? You've been on about this now for like 20 minutes. and I don't get it. Yes, I checked out the new Mario Tennis. I think it's cool. I need to start playing more though. Let's see here. The Nintendrones cannot handle the fact that Sony and Steam Deck are still ahead of Nintendo. Sony and Steam Deck? What are the sales of Steam Deck at, my boy? Drunken Zombie? See, I think I know why you made that statement. You might be a little bit drunk on a Sunday. What are the sales of the Steam Deck at, my man? Go ahead and let me know what the sales are at. For the most reasonable price is not an issue for me. Buying a game I want. If there's a game that costs $7.99 I really want, I'll get it. Yeah, like for some people they might not be able to afford that. When I was younger growing up, I couldn't afford a lot of games. So I rented, so I played at my friend's house and I saved up for certain games. Whenever I could get them, I got them. And that was really it. That's kind of how it was. Let's see. Death Stranding was published by Sony and came to Xbox published by 50/50. I think you meant 505 games. Yeah, but OJ, can we talk about MGS Delta on the Switch? When is it releasing and what the discount is? MGS Delta? Yeah, MGS Delta, I've heard about it, that it was supposed to, I know Nate the Hate talked about that a bit ago. But we'll see what happens with MGS Delta. I'm pretty sure Konami wants all Metal Gear games on Nintendo Switch 2 or Nintendo Switch 1. So I think at some point MGS Delta will come over. Let's see here. I get it. Thanks. I didn't know any of that. Thank you. I'm glad that you're understanding now, Miguel. So cool. Because I did say that before, that it's a different company with different deals and all that. So that's all you have to know, is that every company does not have the same deal. It's not a one size fits all. There's various different deals for various different amounts of money and terms and conditions and all sorts of stuff. It's complicated and it's not worth worrying about. Just think about it this way too. If it's a third party game, it could potentially come over to other platforms. It could or it could not. You know what I'm saying? So any game can come over to any system at any point. It's all based on what the IP owner wants and the publisher wants. IP owner and publishing and the deal that they made with it. So that's what, but it's going to change from game to game, you know? If Nintendo wanted Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 3 on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, they would do it. They would say, okay, make it for those, and they'd pay for it and they would do it. But they don't, so they don't, you know? 17 million, but with no games. 8 million units. Where did you get that number for 8 million? What source says that Steam Deck is at 8 million? What source says that Steam Deck is at 8 million? And how is 8 million more than 17 million? Explain to me how 8 million is more than 17 million, and where did you get that 8 million number? What's the source for that 8 million number for Steam Deck? This is gonna be fun, I can tell. People like to give me free entertainment here, so let's have a little bit of fun with this guy. And this is a sock account too. This is a guy that's already had it. He's a different account. I just banned his regular account, so he just came with a different account. AI overview. AI is not accurate. What I need an actual source. I don't need AI. AI is wrong all the time. What AI does is that sometimes it just takes what people will say, then spit that out to you as factual. So give me an actual source of where it came from. Where is the source that it sold? Not AI. AI is not always accurate. AI just takes what people say sometimes. So go ahead and give me an actual source of where they said 8 million. Give me a source. Not AI. Doc Trey said MGS Delta will be switched to bound way before Nate, so I'm sure it'll come later. Yeah, Doc Trey did say that. Give me a source. Give me a source. What's up, Natey Nate? Welcome. Please understand, OJ, Miguel is going through the 5 stages of grief denial phase. Miguel is going through. Okay, maybe. It's weird how people say that eShop has no games, but most games I was playing on the deck already have. Guys, don't worry. Another source is Reddit. Another source is not Reddit. There is no actual. They have no source for that. That is not true. There is no source for Reddit that says that. There is no actual official source. So give me an official source from Valve, from somewhere that says, hey, look, we've counted up the tally and we've got the numbers for it. Give me that. Go ahead. Not Reddit, not just random Reddit. I need an actual real source from Valve. I need from maybe like the analytics firm. I need something that says that it said 8 million. And then I need you to explain to me how 8 million in 4 years is better than 17 million in 6 months. Or 7 months, 6, 7. I need you to explain to me how 8 million, even if it was just hypothetically true, I need you to explain to me how 8 million in 4 years is somehow better than 17 million in 7 months. Then explain that to me. So, are you having trouble counting? Let's see here. I love the sauce. Give me the chili. The Steam Deck hardcore fanboys are... This guy's not a hardcore fanboy of Steam Deck or anything like that. He's just a troll that's just coming here from a different account because he knows that I argue with some of the people out there. So that's all he's doing. He's just trying to have a little bit of fun because he has nothing better to do. But we're entertaining it because, once again, this is my job and I make money and he does it for free. So we're having a little bit of fun with it. This guy's an idiot. So, and he knows that he is. He knows all this stuff that he's saying is ridiculous. He's just trying to get a rise out of a content creator, and that's all he's doing. But we're having a little bit of fun and we're playing along with it for right now. So let's just keep going, guys. Don't worry. Let's just keep going. Don't worry. Justin with the $3 says, "Can you
Can you even buy a Steam Deck anymore?
not from Valve? The sales are on pause right now, bro. You can't even get one. Can't even get one." Let's see here. Let's see. AI is totally accurate. I just take a picture of my food and ask what the macros are in it. Okay, on PC Mag, I see the sales. PC Mag is not an official source. They don't count source or data, and I didn't see that on there either. So, no. PC Mag is not an official source for anything, and they didn't say anything like that as well. So I need an official source. PC Mag does not count sales for companies. I need an official source that says 8 million. That's what I need. Like an analytics firm, something like that. That's what I need. I need an official source, not a magazine or a website that happens to be wrong all the time. They also said that Highguard didn't flop, but it did flop. But PC Mag also said Highguard did not flop. They write opinion pieces and they just write stuff they write clickbait. That's what PC Mag does. So I need an official source. Like I need an actual like MPD. I need like, Matt Piscatella MPD sources. I need Famitsu. I need the actual like Valve. I need something like that. That's what I need. Not websites. Not Reddit. Not stuff like that. I need an official source. He's acting like Carl Jobs using a random Reddit post as a source. And then I need you to tell me how, and then I also need you to tell me how 8 million, hypothetical fake 8 million in sales, but I need you to tell me how that in 4 years is somehow better than 17 million in 7 months. That's what I need you to do next. So. The deck has aged poorly. Let's see here. I'm not intelligent enough. Trust me, you didn't need to tell me that. I already knew that you weren't intelligent enough to look up sources yourself. I already knew, my boy. I'm glad that you realize your own faults, though. I'm glad that you realize your own deficiencies. At least that's like the one true thing that you've said today. The one honest bit that you've said today. Finally, some honesty. Thank you, Drunken. I appreciate you, fam. Shout outs, dude. You guys give some love to Drunken. Finally, the honesty comes out. Is the alcohol wearing down? Is that what's happening? Finally, some honesty out of you. Let's go. Anybody that uses an AI overview to talk about gaming sales when you should just be able to look it up normally is obviously intelligence is not the strong suit for stuff like this. Let's see, Octopath should have stayed exclusive. Ponies were saying how bad it looked because it was pixel graphics they ran to defend Ghost of Java. What? Oh man, like I said, I think that the I don't mind a 2D game. I just think the art style for the Ghost of Sparta is just not great. But it is what it is. Hey, what's up, Gaming Mariner? Welcome to the stream. One of your latest videos made me hype about Grand Blue. It also made me think about what I did about the partner direct. A lot of the games they newly announced are months away. Yeah, a lot of them are coming out this summer. That's kind of how it works. Games that Nintendo announces at the beginning of the year come out in the summer. Games that announce that Games that Nintendo announced in the summer come out in the fall. Games that announced in the fall come out in the early spring. So that's kind of how Nintendo does the directs. Also, guys, please hit that like button. I see that we got 300 people plus watching. Oh my goodness. Or maybe there's about 300. Maybe there's like 200 something. Either way, if you guys hit that like button, I will be very, very happy to hit, if you guys hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And maybe I'll even do something special. Maybe. But we got to get some more likes. Let's go. Thank you guys for watching, man. I appreciate it. Lenovo Legion Go 2 is better than Steam Deck. Listen, man, they're all flops of PC handhelds. That's really all what it comes down to. Lenovo Legion Go, Steam Deck, they're all fighting for scraps at the bottom of the bin. You know, at the end of the day, the Switch 2 has already outsold all of them combined at this point, probably times 2. Probably times 2. So it's like, what is it even like? People comparing and all that doesn't even make any sense to me. It makes no sense at all. Like, PC handhelds, they're a whole separate different entity and thing. Switch 2 is a hybrid console. It's very different than a PC handheld. So there's no point in even, you know, arguing back and forth and all of that type of stuff. It doesn't really matter. One of them is a mass market device that's built to have a lot of people pick it up and exclusives. The other ones are like weird PC thingies for like, you know, people that just want to endlessly download Super Nintendo ROMs and say, look, I got ROMs. I can play, you know, PS1 games, or I can play Super Nintendo games, and I don't have the time to play them because I got to go to work and I got a kid or family and I got to do all this other stuff. But hey, look, they're there. I can play them once in a blue moon. So that's what these PC handhelds are for. Let's see, Lenovo, let's see, none of these people even, like I said, none of these, listen, and the reason why I bring up sales numbers, guys, here's the reason why I bring up sales numbers. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Sales don't determine whether you like the product or not. And I'm going to say it right after this. They don't determine whether you like the product or not, but there's another reason why I bring it up.
I just walked past a Dragonite and made me think you think some Pokemon have became too easy to obtain.
Yeah, since back in the day, yeah, definitely a lot easier to get than where they were before. But that was a big problem that people had. They're like, oh, why can't we catch this Pokemon or this Pokemon, or whatever. But yeah, shout outs, Justin. I appreciate it. Thank you for the another 27. Anybody that's 27 or more, I'll be a big JoJo. You can beat up my man Justin. Appreciate that. Johnny's still the top with the JoJo, the 10. 54 on the board, combo breaks. We are close to the Noah and Mio. Shout outs to Justin. Thank you for the 3, man. Let's play some Pokemon music for you, too. But the reason why I bring it up is because if the Switch 2 wasn't selling, these guys, this drunken zombie guy, he'd be coming here talking about how bad the Switch 2 is, how haha, nobody bought it. They'd be rubbing it in our faces. They'd be talking about how trash it is. You know how I know this? They did this at the beginning when the 3DS wasn't selling. They did this with the 3DS. When the Wii U didn't sell, bro, a big game can come out that's really good, like Smash Brothers or like Bayonetta 2, and all people would do is talk about how trash the system is and how bad it is. It didn't matter what good games came out. They would bring up sales online. So, nah, man, we ain't letting them off the hook. We ain't letting them off the hook at all, because before the Switch 2 launched, they were talking about how PC handhelds are taking over. People are just buying PC handhelds instead. Trust me, these guys would be all up over you if the Switch 2 was not doing well. So I don't want to hear it, you know, when it comes to that. Pokemon music. On top of that, by the way, where were all the grifter videos with the ROG Ally repair situation? Apparently there's been a high number of ROG Ally repairs, and I didn't see a single grifter video from all of the grifters, from all the channels that do this stuff. I didn't see a single video from any of these guys talking about a $1,000 system with high level of repairs, breaking all the time. That's how you know this is all disingenuous. Not a single video. Trust me, we saw video after video of Joy-Cons, of how Switch 2 Joy-Cons could mess up before the system even launched. The ROG Ally has been having a high number because it's not a good handheld, because it's not a good it's trash. It's garbage. It's a overpriced, big, powerful heat dispenser packed into a handheld to give the facade of having a hybrid device. It's just not. These PC handhelds are lazy. I've been trying to tell you guys this for a hot minute. They're lazy. They are lazy, lazy, lazy. They just really are. They're not built with tender love and care. They're just not. They're not built with the goal of having a real, true hybrid or handheld platform. They're not built like the PSP or the PS Vita. They're not built like handhelds before in the past. They're just slot machines. That's all they are. That's all they are. I'll give credit where Steam Deck, I'll give credit where credit's due. They've got the Steam Deck OS. Like, they tried to build something with that. It's a little bit better in my opinion. But these PC handhelds are just coming out left and right over and over. You got a high number of repairs on $1,000 system? Are you kidding me? Where's all the videos on that? None of these grifters that have been making videos on Switch 2 about how terrible it is and everything, none of them have made a single video on this. Not a single video. And Windows Central, which is a big website, which I know they saw this. I know they saw this. And they opted to not talk about it. Don't ever take any single grifter seriously that didn't make a video on the ROG Ally X, $1,000 system that is having a high number of repairs and breaking left and right. I didn't see a single grifter video on any of these PC handhelds at all on YouTube. Saw OJ. Yeah, not surprised, bro. Good afternoon, man. Appreciate that. Let's see how even the original DS was amazing for emulation. Let's see it. Market research says early 2025 approximation at roughly 6 million units, says Robin Newhouse. Yeah, market research firm IDC, roughly 2020, roughly 6 million. Who knows what it's actually at? And once again, 6 million is not 8 million, and 6 million in four. When did the Steam Deck come out? The Steam Deck came out in 2020. Was it 2021 or 2022? I just remember some idiot, some talentless hack idiot dressed up in an outfit telling everybody that the Steam Deck was going to make the Switch OLED irrelevant. What happened with that? So the Steam Deck is sold roughly 6 million units. The Switch One is sold 155 million. Damn, it got outsold by 50 million units. I thought it was going to make the Switch One irrelevant. What happened? And since 2021, the Switch One has sold multiple tens of millions of units. What happened, bro? I thought it was going to make it irrelevant. What happened? What happened there? Why is the Steam Deck getting dog walked by the Wii U? Like, getting dog walked by the Wii U and the PS Vita. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Had to return my ROG Ally. Started hanging at the Windows boot screen after a couple days. I couldn't log in anymore, so I gave up on it. That's what I suggest to everybody. Just give up on that crap. It ain't even worth it. You know, if you could actually buy a Steam Deck right now, it would be selling better. If they could actually just be able to sell one right now. Them RAM prices are just... Is those RAM prices that bad, bro? Let's see, OJ, you agree that Valve did nothing but one? What do you mean? Did nothing. What did they win? They didn't beat the Switch OLED. They sure as hell ain't beating the Switch 2. Thoughts on the MobaPad M12s? I don't even know what that is, man. Fantasy Life, worth it to buy physical, or should I just cop it digital? It's one of those games that might work better digital, because like, you might pick it up, then drop it, then pick it back up, then drop it, because there's a lot of content in the game. You know, there's a lot of content in the game. So I'm not sure. Kind of one of those things where maybe not. Let's see here. The Steam Deck is aimed at neckbeards, and they rarely leave their house. Not surprised that the portable Steam Deck ain't so well. But I was told that it was gonna. I was told that it was gonna be the iPhone of gaming. That's what I saw videos. It was the iPhone of gaming. Nintendo's pwned. You know what I'm saying? That's what I saw, bro. I saw that, bro. That's what I saw, man. That was after the Switch 1 had sold like 100 million units too, by the way. Figure drawing. Don't get triggered by Felipe. He just says stuff just to try to cause controversy. He just says stuff on like he don't really mean like half the stuff that he says. So don't get triggered by it. You just gotta flip his question usually on its head. Like, Valve did nothing and win. I'm like, how do they win? They sold maybe 6 million. They got absolutely destroyed by the PS Vita and the Wii U. Valve does great with the service though. With Steam service is great. That has pretty much almost a monopoly on PC gaming. They make a lot of money doing that, so that's good. But when it comes to hardware, Valve, they've never sold more than what 10 million units of any piece of hardware. Valve's been cooked more times than Nintendo on hardware. How many failures have they had? The Steam Machine failure. They had the Steam Link failure. They had the Steam controller failure. Like the first Steam controller failure. Like, Valve's had all sorts of L's. Steam Deck hasn't sold, I mean, they didn't even say it's a failure or not, but Steam Deck hasn't sold 10 million units yet. It's been 4 years at this point. They're hardware-wise, Valve ain't really taken any real W's. Like, no real W's on the level of like a Nintendo or Microsoft or Sony, no. Steam Machine will change the industry and you guys cannot see it. Sad situation. Steam Machine will change the industry. How much you want to bet? And what are we looking at sales-wise for the Steam Machine? I don't think Steam Machine is going to change the industry. I don't think it's going to change the industry. I think it's going to be for the same people who purchased the Steam Deck. It's going to be people like that. Steam Deck has the potential to outsell Switch 2. You think it's going to outsell Switch 2? You want to bet on that one? How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet on the Steam Deck or Steam Machine versus Switch 2? How much you want to get? I will bet you on Steam Machine versus Switch 2. You want to bet on that one? How much you want to go? 500, 1,000, 200, 300? What do you want to bet on that one? You think it's going to outsell it? How much you want to go? Sub WWE. I got you, fam. How much you want to go on that one? So you think it's going to sell more than 17 million in 6 months? Or 7 months? Let's bet. How much? They pushed it back again. When is it even coming out? It's coming out when they can get a control of the RAM prices and all that. 180 for 18 million in 7 months. Okay, if you're serious, drop half of that right now, because you're just a random blank avatar and I have no idea if you'll actually pay me, but you'll stick around to get your money or not if you actually drop half of it right now. I'm the known entity. I'm here. I will pay you. We have this deal. I'll have my peeps write it up too as well. If you want to write up a contract, we can do that as well. And you can sign it. So drop half right now. So go ahead and drop 90 right now. And if you're serious about 180 for 18 million. And that's in 7 months, right? Shout outs to Justin with the, oh my God, 46. Yo.
That's a no for me, dog.
Yo, Justin with the huge Uroburos blast. Let's go, 46. Let's go, man. Thank you for the big 46. That's a no for me. Justin absolutely carrying this stream, by the way. Absolutely hard carry the stream. Oh my goodness. Shout outs to Big Justin. Seriously, that's a no from me, dog. But he said 180 for 18 million in 7 months. Okay, let's do it. Go ahead and drop half. If you're serious, drop half. Drop the 90 right now. And then if you win, you'll get your 90 back. Then you'll get the 180 on top of that. If I win, you drop another 90. How about that? Yeah, he says 18 million in 7 months. So go ahead and drop half of that right now. Switch to Steam machine selling Switch 2 in 7 months. Okay. Drop half. What are you waiting for? Drop half of it right now. Why are you waiting? You just said you want to bet, so drop the half. Let's do it. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to drop it. If you don't drop the 90 to solidify it, I'm just gonna time you out for the rest of the stream. So go ahead and drop the half right now, and if you want. If not, then like I said, I'll time you out for the rest of the stream. So I'll give you a couple minutes. The link's right there at the top of the chat. Right there at the top. Pacopia will score a 75 on Metacritic. I hope it does better than that, considering the previews have been pretty good. Big love to Justin. Thank you for the one undo combo breaker. Let's go. Noah and Mio flying through the skies, baby. Let me listen to Buck Bumble. What's going on here? Buck Bumble. Thank you for the 46, Justin. You are now the Hokage and the Street Ninja. Let's go. Put you up here on the board. It's at the top of the chat. At the top of the chat. The very top of the chat. Or somebody go ahead and there's the link right there. Streamlabs has the link right there. So go ahead and drop it. Drop the link right there. Or drop the money right there, my man. This is gonna be good if he actually does it. I don't think he will though. I don't think he's actually going to. I don't think he's actually going to. But we will see. We will see if he does. Yeah, 90 right now. 90 right now. $90 right now. And it has to sell more. You said 18 million in 7 months. So it has to sell 18 million in 7 months for you to win the bet. Let's see here. When do you think we'll get the next mainline Animal Crossing? We'll probably get that announced next year. I can see that coming out next year. Or announced next year. Monolith Soft Ninja. OJ, has anyone ever taken the bet? We've had a few people take bets. One that I remember where people actually took a bet was back when non-sports bets, like actual video game bets, was a guy named Cook, and he said that Dragon Ball FighterZ was not coming to the Switch 1. I said that it was coming to the Switch 1. He said no, it's not, and then we bet 50, or actually I think we bet 100, or we bet a lot that it was, and he ended up doing through Super Chat or whatever. But we had to roast him for him to pay up. But he ended up, I think, paying a 50 through Super Chat for it. But that was the last time that I can remember that somebody did a bet with me and actually, actually went through with it somewhat, was that time. So that was I think 2018. The funniest thing though was that I was literally looking at the screenshots that somebody gave me for Dragon Ball FighterZ on the Nintendo. Like literally, they were real promotional material for Dragon Ball FighterZ while I was making that bet. That was it was in my DM. I was looking at it and it was 1000% because the promotional material that they released ended up being the exact same thing when it was announced. So it was awesome. Can I bet at a later date? No, you can bet right now. You can bet right now. That's what you can bet. You can bet right now. 7 Deal with the 2 says wanted to get in on the money action, but this economy, I know, seriously. Shout out 7 Deal. Thank you for the 2. You can bet right now, my boy, because you were confident. So go ahead and bet it right now. Don't wait. We need it right now. Yeah, 18 million. My man, stop stalling. Sug, stop stalling, fam. I'm gonna give you 1 more minute. I'm gonna give you 1 more minute to drop it. I'm gonna open up my clock. This is fun. I love Sundays, man. I'm gonna open up my clock. All right, I'm gonna open up my clock. I got a timer right now. Okay, And the timer is ticking. All right? The timer is ticking. I'm gonna need you to drop it within this time limit, my boy. Okay? You see this right here? I got a clock going. You got 45 seconds or less. 45 seconds or less to drop it. So go ahead and do that. So go ahead and drop it. If not, I'm gonna just time you out for the rest of the stream. So we waiting. We're gonna count down. It's counting down right now. So go ahead and drop it, my boy. You got 20 seconds. Let's see here. I'm confident, but I'm not rich like John Cena. Yo, we can't. What's gonna happen in a little bit? You're gonna be. I can't see you like John Cena in a little bit, because you're gonna be gone from this stream, so nobody's gonna be able to see you on this stream in a little bit. All right, time's up. Time's up. Pay up. Oh my gosh. Game over. Alright, dismiss on the timer. Alright, you out of here, Sug. Thanks for coming out to the stream, fam. We're gonna time you out for a good 30 minutes. Alright, thanks for coming out. Have you seen the funny new Pocopia trailer? No, I haven't. Imagine if we got Metal Mario, Wedding Bowser, and 8-Bit Mario for characters in Smash. I don't know if those would be characters more so than those would probably just be outfits for Mario. Don't piss off OJ. You wouldn't like him when he's pissed off. Nah, he doesn't care. He's just trolling and have a little bit of fun. So I had a little bit of fun too with him. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you have not hit that like button. Let him know we are out here, guys. This is probably one of the biggest streams that we've had for a regular PE live. So I appreciate y'all coming through, hanging out with me on Sunday. Maybe we got to do more Sunday streams while you guys actually are home and not at work all the time. So hit that like button. There's no reason why we shouldn't have 300 plus likes. If we don't have 300 likes, you guys are holding out on me because likes are free. My man Justin out here carrying this stream on his back when it comes down to it. So I appreciate you, Justin. Let's go. Give him. He's going further and beyond. But you guys hit that like button. Let's go. We can talk more about the secret games. If you guys have Q&A too, or we got a Q&A. So feel free to tag me at PlayerEssence, hashtag PlayerEssence, PlayerEssence by itself. Hey, OJ, ask me a question. I'll be more than happy to answer all of your awesome, lovely, cool questions as well. So I appreciate you guys coming through. This is a great stream so far, man. Though I'm having, like I said, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Having a ton of fun with it, man. So let's see. Any prediction about the Steam Machine price? Steam Machine's probably gonna be like $500, $600. That'd be the lowest that'd be. $600 for the lowest, probably. Picked up Dragon Quest 7 on Switch 2 this weekend. Put 8 hours in. Game is fantastic on Switch 2. You still playing it? Yes, I'm still playing. I'm gonna get back to it today. What's up, Paul Gale? Won't Steam Machine be limited by multiplayer games and requiring anti-cheat, so no multiplayer games like Steam? Yeah, there is some issues with that with the Steam Machine. Yeah, I think there is. Shout outs to Master Gaming Ninja. Thank you for the subscription. I'm feeling good, man. How are you, Game Pro? Let's see. I'll go 180. They sell 1 million in 7 months. They'd be lucky to be honest. They'd be lucky to sell 1 million in 7 months. They'd be lucky to sell that much because casual consumers don't want a Steam Machine like that. Like, they don't want PC gaming. Casual consumers just want, oh, Nintendo, oh, Microsoft, or oh, Sony. Like, and I know even not like Microsoft's down, but Microsoft was a self-inflicted wound. That was definitely self-inflicted. If Microsoft just fixed everything with the Xbox One, if they simply just made the Xbox One X but a bit better, just improve the CPU, improve the GPU a bit, put it at a decent price, and make exclusive games and not buy everything, just like make Halo, Gears, Forza, get a few exclusives here and there, they would have sold probably 70 to 80 million units. If they would have just simply made a $400 box, or like a $400 box, take the Xbox One X, improve that, because the Xbox One X GPU is actually pretty damn good. It's really good. It's the CPU that's not great. So just make it a bit better. Like the Series X is not like, oh my god, like a million times stronger than like the Xbox One X. It's just not. The GPU, it's a lot stronger, but it's not like crazy that much stronger. So if they simply would have just made the Xbox One X, but with a way better CPU, more memory, more RAM, more this, more that, and put it at like 400 to 450 or whatever, I mean, that probably would have, and had exclusives, that probably would have done 70, 80 million units plus. I personally think that, because even the Xbox One apparently did around 58 million to almost 60, and that basically got bodied at the very beginning of the generation. So if they would have just stuck with the course, I think they could have sold a lot better. I think they could have sold significantly better, but, you know, whatever. But like I mean, there's no way that Valve sells. I don't think Valve is gonna sell anywhere near, even with the Xbox Series S's. Like, I don't think it's gonna sell like 30 million plus for the Steam machine. I mean, look at the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck barely sold 5-6 million. You know, you're gonna have to start a new meme for them. 5-6. Like, they barely sold 5-6 million. So it's like, what confidence would I have for Steam machine to sell up of 30 million plus? I don't have any confidence in that. Valve has never sold hardware like that. So I'm not counting on it now. Sorry, OG, but Steam machine would probably be 800 to 1,000 or more. I mean, it could, Valmart. Yeah. Like I said at the minimum, 500 is probably too low. That's right. 500 is not a chance. But like 600 probably at the bare minimum, and probably maybe upward of $700 plus. So yeah, that's more realistic probably. Let's see here. Here we go again. People talking. Kiwi Talks posts as a leak. Bro just posted a pic of MGS5 and DS on the beach and Switch 2 Switch 2 covers. Yeah, I saw that, but he didn't say that's a leak. He just said he'd like to see those on the Switch 2. That's what he said. Devil May Cry never came to the Switch 1, so I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm guessing they're going to repackage it and put it out on all platforms. So I'm guessing Capcom is going to do Devil May Cry maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in like a Generations pack or something, and release it maybe closer to when Devil May Cry 6 comes out. So yeah, I think at some point you'll get a Devil May Cry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 super collection for like $70 or something, or $60, and it'll be like on all platforms. Yeah. I think Switch 2 sold almost as many units as Steam Deck in 1 month. I think it did, because it sold 3.5 million units in the first 3 days. So probably by the end of the month, it probably already outsold it easily. Yeah, and I said he would like it, but people taking it as a leak. Yeah, it's not a leak. Yeah, it's not a leak. What do you think of Nintendo's content? It's getting really annoying. Like, he is the #1 hater. He's a grifter. So, I mean, I've already said my piece on him. Like, he's a grifter. He just essentially just makes videos for money on YouTube. So that's all he does. So his content's pretty bad. He lies. He's inaccurate. He said that the Switch 2 wasn't selling multiple times. It's the fastest selling system of all time. One time he said that the Switch 2 wasn't selling. It ended up selling 10 million units in the first number of months. Then he said it's still not selling. Then ended up selling 17 million units plus in the first 7 months. So he just simply makes videos for a certain audience of people that just hate Nintendo at this point. And he doesn't care how much he lies or not. He damage controls consistently. He's too scared to talk to any other content creator. Won't talk to Prime. Won't talk to me. Won't talk to anybody. Won't do any debates. He's a fraud. I mean, to put it for better or for worse, he's a fraud. He's a complete fraud. So, like I said, nothing against him as a person. Although, I mean, like, you know, I think you have to be somewhat, like, your mentality or mindset to lie to your audience that much and to keep going. I mean, you have to be kind of like, I don't know, you have to be kind of a not that great of a person to continuously lie like he does. But hey, you know, everybody has their own motives and motivation. But yeah, he's a fraud. That's essentially it. And like I said, it's not like, I don't mean anything like, oh man, he's a terrible, like, Satan spawn or something like that. I just mean that his channel's fraudulent. He's a fraud. He's a fake analyst. He's a fraud, and he always will be one until he actually decides to debate somebody or talk about why he was so wrong about all these different, saying that the Switch 2 wasn't selling and stuff like that, lying to the public, lying to his own audience, to thousands of people watching him. So yeah, he's a fraud. So I think I heard some think that we've got ever big video game leap in hardware with 2D to 3D and also with graphics since the 90s and 2000s. After that, never got a big leap. I mean, we've had a big leap since then. I mean, I do think that the leap from N64 to GameCube was massive. I do think the leap from even from like PS2 to PS3 was pretty big. Now from PS3 to PS4, that was kind of more like fixing frame rates and resolution, like screen tearing. The graphics look kind of similar, but just shinier, better resolution, and fixing like the mass frame rate problems that we had in a lot of games. Although we still had issues. The PS5, once again, as you keep going, it gets less and less impressive. But the PS5 definitely fixed the frame rate issue that we had with a lot of games. So that was good. Let's talk about Sonic crossword sales, or should we talk about the lack thereof sales? Yeah, people tried to gas that game up and say that it was doing really well and all that, and watch out Mario and all this type of stuff. And what happened to that? That was a complete lie. That was a complete farce. There was nothing that said that Sonic Racing Crosswords was selling incredible. There was no information. Sega announced that they sold 1 million copies across 5 billion systems, across systems with an install base of like 300 million. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch 1, and they sold 1 million units. People are like, oh, see? I'm like, dude, what are you guys talking about? That's not great, and it's already being discounted. So, yeah, we had a bunch of frauds make videos on that. What happened to that? Where are all the videos about Sonic Racing crossword sales at? Yeah, nowhere to be found. Frauds, once again. Switch 2 should be at 20.5 million at the next investor meeting. 20, are you guesstimating that? Well, I mean, it was at 17, so I mean, yeah, I mean, if they sell about 3 million units over this next 3 months, then yeah, that's where we'll be about at. Sonic, no bid is fun, making deck players mad. The Switch 2 is selling good. When's the next regular Nintendo Direct? We don't know. So there's rumors that it can be next week, but I doubt it. So I'm guessing it's going to be in either March or April. See, Switch 1, Switch 2, PC, PS4, Xbox. Yeah, no, Switch 1. Well, it's not on. Well, it's on Switch 2 now, but I mean, it was late getting on Switch 2. So I think the million units in sales was before the Switch 2 version launched. Finally ate solid foods today. Oh yeah, because you got your wisdom teeth removed, or your yeah. Shout outs, dude. Hey, what's up, the Great Wild? Welcome. People posting that stupid RV image too consistently. Yeah, man. Like I said, Sonic Racing fans took so many L's because the annoying content creators and fans were just acting insane. Instead, like, I don't know why they were. I still to this day don't know why they were doing this. Like, I still to this day do not know why they were doing this. I'm not saying Mario Kart World is like the greatest game of all time, but like, there's nothing wrong with having both games. So let me give you an example of a smart developer, right? A smart developer and a smart publisher would see something that's really good and that's going to do well and that a lot of people are going to have and say, hey, look, if you're done playing that, check out this. That's games. Like, they would not entice their fans to act crazy. So let me give you guys a perfect example of this. So when Clair Obscur Expedition 33 came out, and obviously it's been selling better than pretty much every single JRPG out there. It's been doing really good, right? Did the JRPG developers say, oh, no, don't play that? Well, and did the fans post RVs? Like, some of the Expedition fans were acting crazy, and some of the JRPG fans were acting crazy, but did the developers make ads against it? Like, did they make, like, the art, like, where they even got the RV? Like, it was funny what Sega did, but I do think that it ultimately ended up being a bad call. Metaphor Refantasio, Atlas, Sega, what did they do? They teamed up with Expedition 33 to have a bundle. To say, hey, look, we have an Expedition bundle. We have Clair Obscur, you know, Expedition 33, and we have Metaphor Refantasio. 2 really cool games that have a lot of content, that are great, some of the best turn-based RPGs ever made. We're going to team up with you guys. We're going to say, if you've played Expedition, check out our game. If you've played what's it called? Oh my gosh, why am I brain farting right now? If you've played Metaphor Fantasio, right? Check out Expedition. That's what you're supposed to do. I think it was a bad idea. Now that like I said, hindsight's 2020. I thought it was funny the ad, but I always said I don't know about this. Pitting yourself against the top dog against Mario Kart. A lot of Nintendo fans are petty. A lot of Mario fans are petty. They might not buy your game because you did that. They might have bought it if you were more cool about it and if you just didn't say anything. But now that you're acting like, they might just take their money and go somewhere else. A lot of fans are petty, man. And people like to say, oh no, that's not, dude, I'm telling you, a lot of fans are petty. A lot of Mario fans are petty, especially ones that grew up back in the day. And maybe they're your target audience for Mario and Mario Sonic Racing or Sonic Racing. A lot of them are petty, bro. So I think it might have been a bad idea. You probably should have teamed up with them like, hey, make a commercial like, oh, okay, like, oh, you've done this and it's great. You've played it. Now check out this. Like, that's also good, but make a cooler commercial. I think going back to the console war days was probably a bad idea. Looking back at it, like I said, it was funny and I thought it was cool when it happened, but looking back, it was probably a bad idea. Looking back, you know, wasn't the point of the wasn't that the point of the RV commercial? If you like Mario Kart, you like Sonic. No, that was not the point of the RV commercial. No. Now let me tell you the real point of the RV commercial. There was an original commercial in the console war days. This was before you were born, PsychoPie, where Sonic, Nintendo, Sega were bitter rivals. Sonic was they wanted to get in. They were winning some market share when it comes to the US at least. They wanted to win. They wanted to outsell the Super Nintendo. They were drastically trying to undercut it on sales. They were getting exclusive deals. They wanted to position the Super Nintendo as a baby's little kid system, and the Sega Genesis was for the adults and the big boys. So what they did is that they made a bunch of like attitude commercials. They made a bunch of, oh, Mario Kart, it's slow, it's boring, it's this, it's that, and they had like an RV on, and like they had like a Super Nintendo going like and like sputtering out, you know, and it's slow. But the Sega Genesis, we have blast processing. They got like a speed, you know, like a F1 racing car. It's fast, it's better, it's this, it's that. That was the whole point of the original commercial, was in the console war days. The new commercial wasn't trying to enact the console war because duh, it's on the Nintendo Switch as well, and Sega doesn't have a console. But what it was trying to say was that it was slow, that it's boring, and play our game. That's what they were saying about Mario Kart back in the day. That's what they're saying now. But if I was working for Sega, I would have never approved that commercial. If I was working for Sega, if I was the lead marketing for Sega, I would have never approved that commercial. I think it was a bad idea looking back. I don't think you take a shot at the big dog like that. Now, if it's a smaller dog, then okay. But at the big dog Mario Kart, I don't think you do that. I think that you crossed up your own fan base, because the people that were going to buy this game were Nintendo fans, which I think that's what they were going for. But I think that Sega thought that Xbox and PlayStation fans and PC fans were going to support this game more. I think they thought that, and that did not happen. The console war thing that they did with the RV, that did not happen. All it was a bunch of people who also bought Mario Kart. Like, it was just a bunch of Sonic fans that also played Mario Kart, but all you did was you alienated a lot of the Mario Kart fans that maybe aren't as big into Sega and Sonic. You just alienated them. So I think it was a bad idea. Now looking back at it, I think it was a bad idea. Yes, OJ Live Sunday night, baby. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I can show you the commercial. I can show you what the old, what was it? The blast processing Mario Kart. We can take a look at it, but I described the commercial in depth. It's 1993. I remember seeing this on TV back in the day. I used to come home from school like la 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 la, and I'd watch like Power Rangers and stuff like that. And That was literally me. La 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 la. I am a kid. I'd come home from school, and I would turn on the TV, and I'd see this commercial all the time, and I thought it was funny. I never took any offense to it back then. I still don't take offense to it now. I'm just talking from a business perspective. I thought that it was a bad idea. But when I was younger, I was like, oh yeah, Sega Genesis is cool. Even though I had a Super Nintendo and I love Super Nintendo. But I was like, oh yeah, it looks really cool. I like the look of it. And like whenever I get a chance to play, I'll play. But I wasn't really mad or anything like that when I was back in the day. All right, let's see. Let's take a look. Justin with another 3. Let's go.
It's so weird to do a console war when you were selling on the console. Also, they definitely targeted Sony fans because it was at a state of play first.
Yeah, definitely. Those Sony fans said, how about no?
Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do?
Super fast action.
And what if you don't have blast processing?
RV. I love that last part. My mom used to always laugh at that. Sega.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't. So what's blast processing do?
Yeah, it was cool back in the day. It's the real console war, though. I don't think that Super Nintendo actually had Super Nintendo on it.
What if you don't have blast processing?
Yeah, they never really had a Super Nintendo. They just had Super Mario Kart on the back of a TV, like an old granny TV, you know? They never really showed the Super Nintendo. All they just put was Super Mario Kart. And that's the actual title screen for Super Mario Kart, though. So, I mean, like, I don't know. No, they didn't even show well, they don't show the characters. It just shows the title screen with no characters. Okay, yeah, they show it there. That's like the Koopa Beach. And that's Mario and Luigi. Maybe that's Yoshi. I don't know. The resolution's trash. Yeah, that's the real console wars. But anyway, yeah, basically the commercial, it redid that. That's what it redid. It redid that. That's what they were looking for with that. So that's ultimately that's the reason why they essentially remade that commercial. But yeah, I think it was a bad idea. I think it was a bad idea, fam. I don't think it was a good idea. So, shout out to Justin with another 3. Let's go. Thank you so much, Justin. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 3, man. Let go. Can't do this on Nintendo. Sega does what Nintendo. Okay, yeah. They also had those commercials. They had a bunch of commercials. That were just kind of like fighting back, or like fighting them, you know. And they work for the most part. Like, people really thought that, like, Sega Genesis, like, moved faster. I remember one kid at school was like, he's like, yeah, I've got Sonic shoes, and I've got my Sega Genesis, and that means I can run faster than you. I was like, what? He really thought that since he went home and played Sonic the Hedgehog, and that he was wearing blue, and that he wore Sonic shoes, that he was going to be faster than me. By the way, nobody was faster than me at that age. Back then, I was like, no, you're not faster than me. He's like, yeah, you play Super Nintendo. It's slow, Mario. I'm like, all right, let's race. Bro, I dusted his... I dusted. He got so angry and salty. I was like, bro, like, what you mean? I like Sonic. I like Sega. Like, it's cool, but... just because you wear Sonic shoes and you play Sonic don't mean you fast as him. That's crazy. So I freaking dusted him. And I was like, you know what I said? I still remember this. I'm so petty. I went, Sega! Sega! And he wanted to like fight me. That's totally me, right? I was like, all these years later, I'll probably still do something like that. I was like, Sega! And I was like trolling him. The OG, the real OG Sonic fanboys. Yeah. That's the origin story of Sonic fans. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in that. Like, I remember when Sega was like Sonic first came out, and I remember seeing it on TV, and I was like, oh wow, that's super cool. Like, I want the shoes, I want this. There was a cartoon show, and I just remember it was awesome. It was like a great time period because Mario had already been established, right? We already had Mario for, you know, by the time that Sonic 1 came out, I think it was like, what, 1991 or something like that, or I think it was either late 80s or early 90s, whatever. Mario had already been out. You know, we had Donkey Kong for like a while from like the arcades, like the early 80s or whatever, and then we already had Mario Bros for like a number of years. So Sonic was like the new kid on the block. So it was cool. It was a fun time period. Very fun time period. But yeah, I never did like fanboy wars with people at school, like when it came to like Mario and Sonic, and even though there was people always talk about, oh, which one's better, Super Nintendo and all that, I just like, oh, well, I have a Super Nintendo, so I like it more. But anytime that I got a chance to play like Sonic or like Sega, I did. Like, I loved it. Like, one time my friend went out of town that was in the neighborhood, so he let me borrow his Sega Genesis for like the whole 3 days. So me and my brother, we played Aladdin, we played Vector Man, we played Sonic 1, we played Sonic 2, we played, oh dude, it was great. We had a blast. I mean, we gave it back to him, obviously, but it was fun. Like, we never did the console, like me and my brother, we never did the console war stuff. Like, we always wanted to play games. Like, that was the thing about console wars back then, was that console war people in today's day, it's funny because back then with the console wars, like, you might say, oh, this sucks or this, that, but if you got a chance to play it, you'd play it. So people would be like, oh yeah, Nintendo, they suck, Mario, whatever. But dude, they get on Mario World. There's no kid or teenager that I've ever saw back in the day, that even the Sega fanboys that played Mario World was like, oh yeah, that sucks. Like, absolutely not. Everybody that played Mario World back then was like, this is legit incredible. This is like one of the greatest things that I've ever played. I have never met anybody, at least back then. Now, people now, obviously, they say, oh, they don't like it or they like it. But back then, I didn't meet a single soul. Sega fanboy, Turbo Graphics fanboy, Jaguar fan, whatever. Nobody said Mario World was trash. And nobody really said Sonic 2 was trash or Sonic was trash. Everybody was like, yo, if you can play it and enjoy it. And that's what we did. I remember doing that all the time. I remember just playing all sorts of stuff, you know? So it was great. Shout outs to CJ Johnson. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that, man. Welcome to the Elite Ninja Village. Yeah, Sonic was 91. There you go. I remember 91. I remember. Hell yeah, we didn't take it that seriously back then because our parents were buying this stuff anyway. We didn't have money for all the games anyway. Like, there wasn't the online atmosphere like that. It was simply just going, you know, school. So it was just like, you know, you essentially played whatever you could. If you could play a Neo Geo, you'd play a Neo Geo, right? Neo Geo was a super expensive arcade quality home console that nobody could afford back in the day. So if you could play a Neo Geo, I played it one time, and I played Samurai Showdown, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's like the arcade, and that was the one time that I played it. But yeah, if you could play a PlayStation, I remember when PlayStation came out, oh my goodness, like, I remember looking at, like, wow, look at the disc, and oh my gosh, there's, you know, there's like Crash Bandicoot, and like, I remember my friend Dominic, he had one, and he had a number of games, and I used to go to his house all the time over the summer, and play the PS1. You know, I didn't do any fanboy like with N64. I'm like, bro, I want to play PS1, you know?
No joke, Sega had a commercial against the Game Boy Color where they dressed it up in a dress and different outfit. Lol.
Yeah, they did. They had some crazy commercials. Sega went wild at that point, you know, in that time period. First that I remember thinking about Mario World was sound was so much. Oh yeah, the sound quality was nuts. The Super Nintendo sound chip was so good, so good. See, back then we would get a game for birthday, and then another around Christmas, maybe we go to each other's house and play. Yeah, basically for me is that I would get a game for usually maybe my birthday, but a lot of times I didn't get games for my birthday. But yeah, maybe you get a game for your birthday. Maybe you get a game like if you had like a good like end of year, your report card was really good. You got straight A's or you got like a 3.0 or whatever, right? Like maybe you get a game for like summer, going into like the summer, you know, because you're done with school. So maybe you get one game there, and then yeah, maybe you get a couple games or you get a game or two for Christmas. But that's essentially it. So the average for me back, I mean, my dad used to go around and buy a bunch of old NES games though. So I had a ton of NES games growing up. But Super Nintendo, not as much, because the games were pricier and you wouldn't see them in like in yard sales as much. But yeah, essentially with Super Nintendo, I would get a game for Christmas or two, maybe yeah, a game for birthday, but that was about it. Really, it was about renting games. They would just say, hey, look, we're gonna give you some money, you go rent a game for your birthday. Like that's usually what my parents did. Like, hey, look, you got a couple dollars, you can go rent a game for your birthday, and that was good enough. I will take that. It's the weekend, it's my birthday, I get to play a different game for the weekend. I'll take what I can get, you know? So that's kind of how it was for me. What's up, Roxas? Fireplace raging. The fireplace is the fireplace. Got to keep it warm in here, man. Wintertime. PlayStation games look like crap nowadays. Well, back then they didn't look like crap. Back then they looked great. I thought the PS1 games looked really good. But then the N64 came out. The N64 games looked better. But then the GameCube came out and the PS2 came out. And then the Dreamcast came out and made all of them look terrible in comparison. When I first saw the Dreamcast, I was like, I remember the first time that I saw the Dreamcast, it was at a mom and pop shop where I got my name. It was called Player One, but I called PlayerEssence. But that's the reason why that's part of the reason why I got my name. Because I used to go to this mom and pop shop all the time. And that's where I really, really like got to like be able to play different systems. Because they had, you would walk in and it was like a long, kind of just like a long place. They had two locations, but it was like a long, rectangular store. And across the back wall, they would have like the PS1, they'd have the GameCube, they'd have the Xbox, they'd have everything all hooked up. And I remember the first time that I saw the Dreamcast, I just saw it sitting there. It was 1999. And I remember I walked into the store with my homies. We rode our bikes there. I walked into the store. And I saw it, I was like, oh snap, it's the Dreamcast. And they were having like I think it was like Sega GT Rally. It was like some racing game. And it just looked incredible. And I remember asking the guy, I already knew how many bits it was, but I just asked him just because I just wanted to talk about it. I was like, oh, how many bits is that? He's like, yeah, 128. And I was like, oh, cool. I didn't have any money to play anything just because I didn't have any money. But I was like, when I get money, I'm going to come back and play it. But we just hung out. We talked with the people there. I think one of my friends like bought like some Pokemon cards or bought something. I forgot what he bought. And then we left. But then when I got money, I came back and I played the Dreamcast and I was like, oh, this is awesome. I remember they had a, when I was a bit younger, they had like a Sega CD and like a 32X all hooked up. I remember seeing it thinking to myself, like, this thing looks stupid. Why is there all these things attached to it? But I remember the first time that I ever played Resident Evil, I was scared to death. It was like the mid-90s. Resident Evil had just came out. It wasn't at Player One though. It was at a different mom and pop shop that I went to before Player One. But I do not remember the name of the mom and pop shop, and I can't remember it for the life of me. I've been trying to figure out what the name of that shop was, just so I can see if the guy's still alive that owned it, just so I can thank him. But it was kind of like the Player One. It was basically like a little square shop that sold baseball, basketball, football cards, and I think later it sold Pokemon cards, but I'm not 100% sure. But it was right next to a laundromat back in the day. In my old city that I lived in, and I remember going there all the time. And they had an N64, they had a PS1, they had a and I think maybe like they had like a Sega Genesis and a Super Nintendo hooked up, and they had like the Sega 32X. They had all that. But we used to go there and play GoldenEye. Before I got GoldenEye myself, we used to go there and play GoldenEye multiplayer. You pay $1 or $2, you get to play for an hour. And like they have candy there, they have cards. So we used to buy basketball cards, buy football cards, eat candy, and play video games. And oh man, it was crazy. I remember playing, I was like, all right, I want to play Resident Evil. And they didn't they didn't even check ID or nothing. So I remember he was like, all right, you want to play Resident Evil? He said, it's $1.50. I was like, all right, cool. Gave him the $1.50, put in Resident Evil, bro, I was scared to death. I didn't even like the robot tank controls. I'm like, this game can't control. Bro, I was scared. And there was a couple kids watching me. I was like, oh snap, people are watching. I choked, dude. I got bit by the zombie. I died damn near instantly. It was either Resident Evil 1 or it was Resident Evil 2. It might have been Resident Evil 2. I don't remember exactly which one it was. But I mean, that was the first time that I ever played Resident Evil. I was scared, bro. Oh, man. So it was crazy. Nope, timeline not messed up. Sega Dreamcast graphics blow me away. At the time, playing true arcade in your home is my favorite underrated hardware. Oh yeah, yeah. You know, I was already too old by the time that the 360 came out. Nothing scared me. Like the only thing that kind of scared me back in the day was like horror games and like that was like on like the PS1 or maybe like the Super Nintendo or whatever. Like scary games. Really more like, for some reason, Zombies Ate My Neighbors was kind of scary back in the day. I don't know why it was, but it was kind of scary. But like, yeah, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, Resident Evil. I was kind of scared with Resident Evil Code Veronica. I'll keep it a buck. Like, that game kind of freaked me out. But in the 360 era and all that, nah, that stuff wasn't scary. Nah. I was already too old. Yeah, the OG Xbox was next level. Yeah. Hey, OJ, don't you feel bad? Namco Switch 2 support has been odd. Tails and Digimon coming are cool, but aside from that, game skipping Switch 1 only. Games bad ports, Elden Ring delayed. Bad. Yeah, it's not been great, so they have to catch up. Tank controls. Yeah, I'd be scared. Yeah, I was scared because that was the first time that I ever experienced tank controls. That was the first time because games did not have, I mean, some games kind of had tank controls, but it wasn't as bad. It was like Resident Evil was like the tankiest of tank controls. So, and Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, those were like super tank controls, bro. Those were like tank controls extraordinaire, super tank controls. So, I was like, what's going on, man? Like, what's going on with this, bro? What's going on with this? Okay, Eternal Darkness was a little scary, but I wasn't really scared of Eternal Darkness, but it was a little freaky. But I wasn't like super scared. What's up, Gamer for Life? You got a new phone? You're back? Hey, let's go. I wanted to get the Dreamcast back in the day. I was gonna do Dreamcast at N64, never did. Especially when it was said to be failing in articles. I was like, maybe I should get one. Maybe I might do that now. Yeah, I remember the articles when everyone said it was failing. But yeah, it sucked. And then I remember like in 2001, they were like, all right, yeah, it's going on discount. It's like $50 clearance. It's like Sega's getting out of the hardware business. Everything's done. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Something I learned, really appreciate the Switch 2s. The majority of the games that drop remind me of how much fun gaming used to be and give me GameCube vibes. Yeah, GameCube definitely feels like GameCube 2 when it comes to a lot of the games. What's tank controls? Where essentially you press a button. You never played like Resident Evil 4, like the original Resident Evil 4? You press a button to aim your gun, and then you use the control stick to rotate like up and down or rotate where you can shoot. Actually, you can't even really rotate too much, but then you just shoot, but then you can't move and shoot at the same time. You have to like do everything like a robot, like a tank. Like zzz, zzz. Like you're done shooting, put it down, run, put back up your aim, shoot. It feels like a tank. Controls and feels just like a tank. Okay, guys, we might have to cut it a little bit short here just because I got a text and it's an important one. So we'll probably go for about another 10 minutes or so. I'll try to see if we can round this one out. So if you guys have questions, feel free to tag me at PlayerEssence #play. Sorry that we couldn't get the full extension, but don't worry, we'll add on time like we always do. Dreamcast was dope. There wouldn't be an Xbox without a Dreamcast. Yeah, I think they still would have made one regardless, but I think that the way that the original OG Xbox was made was definitely heavily influenced by the Dreamcast, you know? It's not tank controls. They just called it that. But the true tank controls really require 2 sticks, where you control the left tread forward and backward, and the left stick and the opposite. No, there's no definition of that's not true tank controls. No, Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 were absolutely tank controls. It's not like this, oh, here's a refined tank controls. They were tank controls. Resident Evil 1 was tank controls. Resident Evil 2 was tank controls. Resident Evil 3 was tank controls. Resident Evil 4 was tank controls. Resident Evil 5 was tank controls. And it wasn't until Resident Evil 6, I think they stopped doing that. Resident Evil Revelations, but no. Resident Evil 1 through 5 all had tank controls. Now, they had variations of it, but it was all tank controls. Those were all tank controls. All of them. We're not going to get all in particular about how the tank controls. Those were all tank controls. We all said they were tank controls. They were all set as tank controls. They were tank controls. If you go and play them, they're tank controls. So sorry, OJ. I missed the time during the stream. Hey, it's all good, man. What's the secret triple thumbnail? It's the games in there. It was, like I said, Scarlet Nexus, Monster Hunter Wilds. We were talking about that earlier. Let's see. Everyone calls that tank control. It's not like, oh well, it's modified tank. I see what you're trying to say. Like, I see what you're trying to say. But literally everybody called them tank controls. Even back then, we called them tank controls. Like even we said, oh, it's kind of control like a tank. You know, we got like tank controls. And then I heard people say that on the Game Revolution boards, like in the early 2000s. This was well before Resident Evil 5 came out. Well before Resident Evil 4 came out. I remember people talk about tank controls in like 1999 or like 2000, 2001 on Game Revolution on the chat forums. We were talking about Resident Evil tank controls. So like maybe you and your friend group, you guys called it something different, but we were calling it tank controls for decades ago. We were calling, yo, these are like tank controls, because it literally moved like a tank. You move like a tank, you know. Let's see here. I recently played Resident Evil 5, and I was surprised it still had controlled like that in the big 09. Yeah, it does. It does. It does control like that, but it was still fun. Like Resident Evil 5. People talk about that game and not being good, or it's overrated, or it's this and that. But man, I love Resident Evil 5. I really love Resident Evil 5. You know, I thought it was really good. I thought it was super good. So I was a big fan. I know not everybody loves it, you know, but I think that they're gonna make a remake of Resident Evil 5. I think they're gonna do a remake, and I think that they're gonna fix a lot of stuff in the game, and it's gonna look spectacular. And like, you know, that game has interesting co-op. That game has really interesting co-op. Resident Evil 5 is great. It is. Tank controls are for fixed background type games. Not necessarily. Once again, Resident Evil 4 did not have fixed backgrounds. Resident Evil 5 did not have fixed backgrounds, and those also had tank controls, you know. But yeah, there was no strafing, there was no moving and shooting usually, no sidestepping, but yeah, those were the tank controls all the way up until Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5, that was like, people complained about tank controls in Resident Evil 5, and I think it even got a less of a review score because of tank controls. Because people complained about some tank controls in Resident Evil 4, but Resident Evil 4 was just so freaking innovative, and it was just so different that it didn't matter that it had tank controls. But when Resident Evil 5 came out, that's when people were like, wait a minute, hold up, you know? Like, we like, what are these tank controls? Because I'm looking at like the Metacritic, and I remember that was like specifically one of the things, outside of like bad AI, not really as scary, too much action, not enough scares. Yeah, Resident Evil 5, view all platforms. Yeah, it ended up getting a, on the PS3, it got an 84 and an 83 on the 360 back then. So that the reason why is because of all the things that I talked about. Bad AI, tank controls, you know, awkward performance at times, just a variety of things. Not innovating enough, like not scary, compared to like RE4, even though RE4 wasn't that scary, but RE4 was more scary. Weird story stuff. Yeah. It's like, yeah, forced co-op, like, or forced 2 characters, like just things like that. But ended up getting a lot lower score because Resident Evil 4 was one of the best rated games of all time. Resident Evil 4, I think I had like, what, a 95, 96? Resident Evil 4... You have the original Resident Evil 4. Where's Resident Evil 4 GameCube? Resident Evil 4 game... Where's Resident Evil 4 GameCube? Oh, yeah, Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. That came out January 11th, 2005. I remember I'm going to pick that up from, like, GameStop or EB Games or whatever. Like, right after school. Right after I went and picked that up. Or it was the weekend, maybe. And picked it up. And it was great. Resident Evil 4 is awesome. Yeah, that was a 96 rated. They call it Resident Evil 4 2005. So that was a 96 rated game. And it was awesome. It was awesome. It was so good. Let's see here. Finally got the Future Redeemed DLC. Great so far. Oh, there we go. Future Redeemed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Future Redeemed is awesome. It's such a great game. Let's see here. RE5 controversy was dumb. RE4 had a bunch of Hispanics. Well, I think the difference is that there's very historical differences between Hispanics and black people and what was happening, so it's not quite the same because of the history. But I see what you're saying, Metal Forever. So there's definitely different history between that and the situation that was going on. That's the big difference. But yeah, but I thought it was kind of a silly controversy. But here's the thing: back in 2008 or 2009 when that game came out, I showed Resident Evil 5. I got like a promo disc or something like that, and I showed that to a friend of mine, and she was like, this is awkward. That's what she told me. So right there I knew I was like, oh, this is probably gonna turn into like a big deal. That's probably gonna be like a big thing. This is gonna be like a controversy, because that's the first thing that she said. And she had no problem with video games. She liked video games, you know? She liked video games a lot, so. I'm just starting to play through RE6. What are your thoughts on that game? Better than 5? No, RE6 sucks. It's not a very good game. I do not like RE6 at all. Certain campaigns are better than others. Leon's campaign was awesome, or good, but Chris's campaign is terrible. Chris's campaign is absolutely terrible. Yo, that's it. Let's go with the 32 Ouroboros blast.
Good evening, OJ. Hopefully all is well with Cha. Here is a dono for the Sunday. What a great way to start the week.
Yes, sir.
Request F0 any track making progress so far to give you an update. It's crazy the predictions for the direct coming up.
I do not want to talk about that because, like, it's gonna be wrong, and then people are gonna be like, you know what, Nash Weedle, you are a fraud. You are a fraud, Nash Weedle. That's why I'm like worried for Nash Weedle's like reputation, you know. So that's why I don't like that he said what he said. I don't like it, man. I don't like it. I just don't. Shout outs to my man Combo Breaks, my man Vincent. Let's go with the 32, bro. That's why I don't like that he said it, man. I really don't. I really don't. Gosh, I wish he didn't say that. Let's just wait for the actual next real Nintendo Direct, man. We just gotta wait for it. We just gotta wait for real for it, you know? But we'll see what happens. Nate says that he hasn't heard anything. Maybe something changes tomorrow. You never know. There's always fresh rumors and fresh stuff happening, so maybe something changes. I don't know, guys, but yeah, not looking too good right now. But we'll see. We'll see. He might be right, but then he also kind of gave himself an out that he heard something that it was March. No, but then it was the third week of February. It's like, oh Lord, let's just continue. Let's just go on here, man. I think more of like, I'll see what happens if we don't get a direct next week, then I'll make a video talking about when we could, and then when we are gonna see one, you know. So I don't have a problem talking about rumored games. We can talk about rumored games. But like saying that, oh, I've heard rumors or I got sources that there's a direct. I mean, if that's what his sources told him, that's what his sources told him, you know? So in terms of that, man. So it is what it is there, you know? Hey, what's up, Superpower Man? Welcome. Probably push the direct to late March or April. Yeah, I'm thinking March. That's what I'm thinking, like a nice March direct, like early March direct. So that's what I'm thinking, but, you know, like I said, we'll see. Because, like, we got Pokemon Day next week. So let's just say we're already in this week, right? Pokemon Day is on the 27th. So if we got Pokemon Day on the 27th, I mean, like, March, I'd probably say, like, March 12th seems like a perfect day for Nintendo Direct. March 12th, so in about in about 3 weeks from now. I think that seems like a perfect time period. Right before the end of the fiscal year. That sounds about right, you know? So, in my opinion at least. That's what I think at least. But we'll see, like I said, man. We will see. We will see exactly how it works out. So, I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. Let's see. We might get Indy's presentation in March before or around PAX. Yeah, we could. I don't know if they're gonna do an indie presentation before they do like a big like Nintendo Direct. I don't think they're gonna do that. So I don't think they're going to. Okay, I want to see this Pokemon commercial. Apparently, there's a new Pokemon ad that launched in Japan. So I want to show you guys this before we end the stream tonight. I think Justin told me about this, but yeah, apparently it's like really catchy. People are talking about it's really catchy or something. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at this. This game's gonna sell like 10 million copies. This is gonna be a real system seller in Japan. They better load up that right there. Japanese gamers, they love all that. I mean, obviously it's gonna sell well here in the West too, but I'm telling you that right there, that sealed its fate as the best seller for March. That sealed its fate as the best seller right there. It sealed its fate. It's gonna do that right there is gonna do incredible. I already know. It is gonna do incredible. I can already tell. That's catchy, man. The Japanese gamers are gonna love. They're gonna eat that up. Heck, the weebs here in America are gonna eat that up. I'm gonna eat that up. I think it looks cool. So yeah, it's kind of low key a bop. They use really attractive models too, like or actors. That's good. Japanese gamers, they love that. They use incredibly attractive models, the girls and everything. So yeah. So absolutely, I think it's gonna do really well. We are not Japanese, OJ. I understand that we're not Japanese, Yamuchi. I realize that by looking at my skin and the language that I speak. But let me ask you something. How well do Japanese products do overseas? Do you think Japan doesn't sell their products and weird, quirky things to us here in the West? Bro, Japan makes more money off of us than they do in their own country. Because there's way more people in the world than there are in Japan. Japan's a small, tiny island all the way on one side of the world. There's way more people here. So, Pocopia is going to sell better in the West than it is in Japan. It just is. And there are a bunch of weebs that like this type of stuff, that like these type of commercials, that like this type of quirkiness. Anime is barely coded for the West. People watch subbed anime all the time, and it has all the weird, quirky things that are in Japanese pop culture, and people like that. Western gamer or Western anime watchers like that. Gamers like that. So that doesn't matter. that doesn't matter, bruh. That does not matter. Sonic Crossworld should have done this, bro. Yeah, this game's gonna sell. I think this game's gonna sell a ton. Like, I think it's gonna get the like the Animal Crossing peeps, the like Harvest Moon peeps, the obviously the Pokemon peeps. Like, it's gonna get maybe the Dragon Quest Builders peeps. Like, I think it's gonna capture a pretty wide range of the cozy people. So yeah. Let's see. All I'm asking is, why are you showing me? Because I wanted to see, because Stealth put up, so I wanted to see it. What do you mean, why am I showing you, bro? Why are you watching? What the hell? I didn't tell you to watch. Why am I? Because it's a new ad, so I wanted to see the new ad. So I showed it. So I showed everybody. What the hell? Okay, so if there's a Japanese trailer for a game that comes up, and we watched that before, should I not show you because it's not in English? What? We watch Japanese stuff all the time here. If we see something, bro, come on now. What's going on? What? It was just the footage of the game, bro. Why are you showing me, man? You got a problem? It's Japanese. Ah! You one of those guys that crashed out during Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl, right? You one of those guys? No, I'm just playing around, Yaruchi. I'm just playing around. All right, though. We're going to wrap this one up, guys. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you for coming out to the stream. I appreciate all you guys being here. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate you guys hitting that like button before you go. I'd really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate it. Let's go. I know you just chilling. I know you just playing around. Yamuchi. You good, fam. You good. I know you've been around for a long time. So thank you guys so much. Check out my most recent video. I talked about a variety of different things, from the big Final Fantasy mistake from Square Enix to Resident Evil and more. So check out that video. I want to say big love to Justin, who just straight up carried the stream on the back today. Let's go. Big love to Justin. Appreciate you. Also, we got the extended streak too. Combo breaks. So let's go ahead and play that. The limit break. So I want to say thank you to Justin. Thank you to Vats, and thank you to everybody that dropped donos today. Let me go ahead and play that real quick. Limit break. So click that link that I put there, guys, with the gold bar. My name. Click that link, and I'll get you to my new video. Big love to everybody that dropped support today, though. Seriously, Justin, Vatsent, Party Man, Star Wars Addict, Sidious. Thank you guys so much, man. Johnny, thank you guys for your support today. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow for another stream. It'll probably be a little bit earlier than I usually do my streams, just because I got some stuff to do. So we'll see how that works out. So yeah, go watch the vids. Thank you guys so much for watching today. We had a great audience. Combo bricks. Love y'all so much, and we will see you guys.